Would you know who John Lennon was?
John.
How about Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe.
JFK?
Doesn't really ring any bells.
We are the Amish. You know us as the people who don't drive cars, who favor long beards and wide-brimmed hats, and enjoy barn raising. But you've almost certainly never heard of rumspringa. In our language, rumspringa means running around, and for some, it's the most critical time of their life. Before being baptized into the Amish church, rumspringa gives Amish teenagers a chance to visit the outside world, trying out activities that are normally forbidden. My name is Leah Miller. Me and my brother Andrew and 3 Amish friends from the Midwest of America are bidding farewell to our families and setting off on a once-in-a-lifetime adventure to Great Britain. We're going to be living with 4 very different types of British teenagers. I've never really met people that I had a lot to do with that were black. Sharing our God-fearing and clean-living values.
They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They believe in some other guy.
What if she'd meet up with a man and she'd just not want to come back home?
It's a worry of the possibility of being molested.
I've read about extreme activity like this, I guess, and I think my family seems far away.
I wonder what we'll discover and whether the experience will make us rethink our Amish way of life.
I'm not hoping to get way out of hand over there, but pretty much my last chance to do something like that.
Jesus will be coming back before too long because of the way things are going in the world. It's just terrible.
So now it's time to say goodbye to Andrew and Leah for a while. And we must always be mindful to pray for them while they're gone.
God needs only a few.
Keep your hands over this group, and especially over our children, as they step forth into a new venture.
I really don't know anything about England. Some people were telling me that drugs were legal. Just a little concerned about it.
I will take my German Bible and then my regular study Bible. And I want to take this. I'm going to take this along too, as being it's something I enjoy doing.
Right here should be everything I need. It feels great to have a passport. It feels like freedom.
Now is the time, redeeming mankind. Take up the cross and cry. No matter the cost, suffer the loss. God needs only a few.
None of us have ever flown before, and this will be the first time we've left our families in our home country of America. We are about to face the unknown. All we can do is put our trust in God's hands.
A garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Lift up your voice to God.
Everything is really, really small. It's hard to believe we're this far away from the ground.
Well, I think it's pretty awesome out there.
1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
We're gonna spend 7 days in London. It's gonna be our first time to experience a capital city.
I bet we're going to see a lot of that and hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be ringing in our dreams. Lots of noise.
Lots of noise, yep.
I'll probably survive for a week, but I wouldn't want to live here.
We'll be staying with a group of teenagers from the south of the city. We're hoping they will show us what city life is really like.
Doing good.
Oliver. By the way, sorry,
I'm sorry?
Gemma.
I'm Becky.
There isn't space for all of us to stay in one house, so we're splitting up. The Amish boys are staying with Ryan.
This is Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
This is Leon.
Hi, Leon.
And this
Go through.
is... Go through, guys.
Andrew.
Andrew,
Hi,
yeah.
Andrew.
And us girls are staying with Sabrina.
I've been tidying up, especially for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, especially for you.
So really make yourselves at home. Eat and drink to your heart's content. The alcohol's mine, though. You can't touch none of that.
Okay.
We've never seen such small and cramped houses. Back home, we have big families, so we need spacious homes. We have a communal room where we all eat together, and a quiet room where we read the Bible. Sometimes there's a schoolroom for teaching the younger members of the family, and a washing room for cleaning our clothes. Our bedrooms are large, and some of us don't have curtains. That's just the way it is. Our lives are about space and calm.
This is Sabrina's room.
This is my room.
A little box room. It's only a tiny room.
It's really small. These pictures are from when I used to do modelling when I was little.
Okay.
So there's me. When I was about 9, I was about 5 there. This is me and Amy in Paris. There's Ryan as well.
When he was little.
That's Ryan when he was...
blue
And that's my brother. But
So when did you start? How old were you?
when I got my first job, I was 3.5.
Oh, wow. That is cute.
In the Amish community, is there any modelling that goes on?
I don't think I ever heard about people.
I guess because the Amish make all their own clothes anyway. So, and they're not like as much into fashion. Actually, they don't follow fashion at all. So I guess it's quite unnecessary.
We don't do it.
No, it's not an Amish thing.
Our new British friends want to show us Amish, a game they call rounders, in their local park.
Do you know how to play rounders?
Like ball,
Like
softball or baseball?
Yeah, like softball. Becky, you can be with Ryan and Tunde. We're going to be filled in. That's too low. Oh, that was close. What?
I've never really met people that I had a lot to do with that were black. I never really got close to them as far as personally getting to know them really well and spending a lot of time with them. But I look forward to doing that. I think it's interesting.
Doing good, guys. He's gonna hit it fine, he. Oh my god. You better be ready to run, guys. That was so rubbish. Oh, are you crazy? Can you even catch?
They said that to play the game. Some of them are better than us. I went out first. I'm not playing no more, man. I'm upset.
I thought they'd be quite reserved, quite quiet people, but actually quite bubbly, quite friendly. Yeah, like what they're wearing is it's nothing unusual, nothing we haven't really seen before. Obviously, it's not the most stylish of clothing.
No, they're obviously city people, but they might, be scared of bugs or things like that, where country people are used to. I mean, it's just different things like that. They're used to having life pretty easy.
For now, they're all right. They haven't really seen anything so far. We've only been like in a park. This is probably what they're used to, seeing a lot of green. Probably when we show them other things that we do, is when they might start to get a bit, what's that?
Here in London, we're learning about British teenage city life. It's a little different to things back home. Tooks, one of our new British friends, wants to show us what he calls his estate.
Every building here, I've been involved with something. We had good times for, I think good times lasted probably one summer. After that, the fights began. This was a hot spot. Just near there, a friend of mine was stabbed. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not even sure how many times she was stabbed, but it was a lot of times. And she was killed.
I never heard of an Amish person doing a crime.
A disagreement might come up, you know, if killing wasn't an option.
If they do get even caught just taking a piece of candy from grandma or something, they'll get taught that that's not right.
All right, this was actually, I'm not too sure of the destination. I think it was across that side behind this building. A young man was shot in his head. I knew the boy, I knew his mother, I knew his friends, his family. There's alcoholics all over the place. There's rapists, there's drug addicts, everywhere.
When I think of my childhood, I think of sunny days and fields and flowers and birds' nests, and because I was very much an outdoor girl and I loved to be outside with my dad. And just, you know, he's saying like right over there somebody got stabbed, and it's like right over here, you know, somebody got shot and killed. It's really kind of creepy.
In our Amish homes, we're always working hard, busy doing chores. But the young people we're staying with pass their time at home in a very different way.
We really haven't done much. They're playing video games, but I find that boring. I'd rather be out and doing something that's active. At home, we can go out in the barn and work in the barn or stuff like that. Here, there is no barn.
One of the girls was saying she goes to bed like every day around 10:30 and wakes up at like 6. Whereas me, I couldn't tell you what time I go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed like one day I might go at 12, one day I might go at 4 in the morning, another day I might go at 9 at night. You know.
You know, you could sleep until 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But with them, it's sort of every day is the routine.
Yeah, they seem to be relaxed. That's all I can say, really. That's a good word for it. Relaxed, chilled out, doing what they want.
Proverbs 6:9. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep?
As Amish, we don't really have free time. We start work at the age of 3 or sometimes earlier.
If children are taught to be responsible and have responsibilities and chores when they're growing up, a lot of them kind of adapt to working.
I think work is a great way to keep kids busy, entertained, and out of trouble.
We're busy in the fields, in the house, the gardens, and the barn. Every Amish family has a barn. Once we've left school at 14, our work routine starts when the sun comes up and ends when it goes down. Ever since us Amish fled persecution in Switzerland in the 17th century and settled in America, work has been an important part of our lives. It enables us to be as self-sufficient as possible and to live separate from the world.
I think it gives you a sense of security because you don't have to depend on everybody else.
But it's also part of our faith.
Matthew 11:28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Have you been on the tube before?
No.
Have you been on the train before, like the overground?
No.
You know, like the train overground, the tube is basically underground.
Yeah.
So you can't see outside the window. It's all black. Yeah, basically you're going through a tunnel on the train.
It's a bit chilly down there, boy.
It's windy.
It's windy
Where does it
here.
come from?
No.
Train's not ready to depart. Mind the doors, please. Mind the doors.
Mind the doors, mate.
I don't know. Becky,
Wow,
you want a
you're
job where you
on
have
the
to be
tube.
on a train like this for a whole hour?
I wouldn't either.
I would probably get another job or something.
Westminster. Change here for Circle and District Line. Exit for Westminster Abbey and Houses of Parliament.
I've noticed that about 1 out of 3 have headsets on, isolating themselves. It's kind of amazing how it can be in such a big crowd and totally isolated.
And a lot of people just have like a straight stare. They know where they're going. Everybody's moving. You see hundreds and thousands of people one day and you don't really get to know anyone.
You're never this close to vehicles in America. Crazy.
It would suck trying to get to work through this crowd. When I go to work, I can just go and nobody's in the way.
Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
There's a lot of sex shops, there's like drug shops, like
sex shops. I've never heard of that.
Lots of underwear and toys, things, like not nice things.
Can't say what I know about Soho on camera, bro. What do you think of it? It's creepy.
It seems like the devil's territory.
Serious?
We've never seen anything like this. It's hard to understand how people can be so open about something which is so sinful.
If you did have a boyfriend, you'd be able to have physical contact with him then? Or would it just be unless you're going to get married to him kind of?
I wouldn't want to really have physical contact until I get married.
Yeah.
My first kiss would be on my wedding day.
Okay. I actually agree.
Yeah.
But it's just like the way of living here. It's just a bit.
Yeah,
it's a bit more laid back.
Like, do you have sexual relations with the person you're dating?
It's nice. What, before the marriage?
Yeah.
It's highly likely.
For us Amish, we keep mixing between the sexes to a minimum. We work separately, men doing the men's jobs, the women doing the women's.
I think the wife should stay at home, take care of the kids, do the housework.
The woman is supposed to reverence her husband.
I think every man wants a wife that respects him and wants to do what he wants her to do.
It's not because your husband deserves it. It's because you're honoring God and it's his design and it's wonderful.
Sometimes we get together to play a game of volleyball. It's at times like these, the boys might ask the girl on a date.
I would imagine I would probably be nervous on my first date. I guess it would depend on if I knew the guy a lot. I don't know. I'd imagine I'd probably be nervous. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't.
Some Amish groups practice bundling, the tradition of going to bed fully clothed with your date. But sexual intercourse is forbidden. Others practice the hands-off rule. No touching or kissing until you marry. We like to keep all temptations at bay.
I think basically everyone's probably tempted with impure thoughts. And I have often heard the expression that you can't help if a bird sits on your head, which you can't help what thoughts come into your mind, and then it goes on to say, but you can help it if the bird's making a nest on the top of your head.
For us, marital union is considered most sacred. In Sabrina's house, there's no father at home. Her mom, Julie, has brought up the children single-handed.
How did, were your children very small when you became a single mom?
They wasn't that young. They were about 4, 5.
Would you say you preferred that to being married?
Yeah, I mean, when you're on your own, you don't get hassles. I'll go clubbing with my friends. You might call it a disco. It's where you dance. So I just go out and like the music and dance. Yeah.
Do say Sabrina, does she ever see her dad?
Yeah, they see their dad. That's fine. There's no problem there. We've always got on really well.
But what do you think about divorce?
This is why I think I haven't been married yet. is because when I meet someone, I want to make sure they're faithful. And
So weren't you married?
Sorry?
Weren't you married?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
That's what I said. I won't until I'm 100% sure.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's nothing.
Galatians 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Maybe those people don't really know what it is to have a pure adult, like teenage life, like before you get married. And I definitely think it's worth it. It's worth not getting involved in sexual relations before you're married. I don't know, it just makes me really sad.
Our new group of friends want to show us what they're most into. They tell us it's something they do for fun, but it's also a big part of their lives.
You lot. Come, let's get ready. Are you sitting there? Come, let's get up. Let's get ready to dance. We're dancing, you get me?
You, O Lord, are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you.
Most Amish don't listen to music or dance unless it glorifies God. And we certainly never do anything on show. To do so reveals a lack of humility, and pride is a cardinal sin.
Will my spirit yield?
Well, that's the end, obviously. You look a bit shocked, all of you. You look a bit shocked.
It's probably not the same as what you are used to. You don't probably never seen or heard of any type of dance similar to.
Did you like it?
I don't know. I have to decide.
I don't think I've ever seen people acting like that to some like music.
I don't associate with people like this, that much. So it's like a new thing for me, and I'm not too sure about it all.
Introduce bara zu etwas wie das da. In späteren Jahren haben wir vielleicht einen Hardstruggle haben wir actually vielleicht gedrift von der Haar. As this the rhythm, especially when music is was ich denke.
The kids we're staying with have just been showing us their street dance. With the pumping music and jerky movements, it couldn't be further from our slow-paced Amish way of life.
I was really curious what made you start this group.
Well, personally to me, it obviously it's made a big difference in my life, a big difference.
I agree.
I used to just hang around on the block with my friends, but now obviously I have something to do. Before it was just, I used to just waste my time. I was quite a bad kid, but obviously when I started dancing, it's like my mind just went elsewhere, innit? I think if I wasn't dancing, I don't think I'll be where I am with my education, job-wise, with my family. I think I probably would have got kicked out of my house by now. dancing has actually made the biggest difference in my life. It saved me.
It seems kind of, I don't know, a noble thing to do to, you know, just keep out of trouble. Like he said, I'm impressed.
I was wondering if it makes you really tired. Did you see us after? So like, oh my gosh, it's so hot.
At the end of the week, our friends are performing at the memorial of Tux's 14-year-old friend David, who got killed last year in the park opposite his home. Tux is keen that we meet David's mom before the gathering.
Hello, everyone. Pleased to meet you, everyone. You look so lovely.
Becky.
Oh, pleased to meet you,
Leah.
darling. Oh, okay, what's the name?
Becky.
Becky. Oh, come inside. Yes. Have your seat.
Is that a family picture, like of your boys?
Yeah, yeah. That's
David
for.
in there?
Yeah, this is David.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's him. If I could ask you this, is there any violence in your community?
I don't think so. Not.
Okay.
Not at all.
I've never heard of it in our little town.
Good.
Like,
You only
not
hear
like
it
one
from-
Amishman wouldn't do that to another one.
In Amish communities, there is no crime. Our upbringing is strict. We are brought up to value our community, to love our neighbor and our enemy. We don't believe in violence, war, or confrontation.
Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
What happened last year was a shock for I and my family. It was a big shock. He left for the school that day. He had his breakfast and he left. We came back from school. He went to the park. There are a group of boys, like 12 of them. And this one that stabbed him, he just went on him straight away and stabbed him. There's no confrontation, like fighting, like argue or anything. It's 20 seconds. He has been there and ran back. Quick, it's 20 seconds. That 20 seconds, the damage has been done. The knife went deep, very deep into his heart, about 9 centimeters deep into his heart. David was taken to the hospital by air ambulance, and he was there for 20 days.
20 days?
Yes, he struggled a lot. That boy is a fighter. He struggled to survive. He struggled for his life to survive, but unfortunately, the knife have done a great damage in his body. So that was how we lost David. So it's such a great loss, but my belief is that I'm going to see my boy again. That is it. That is what keep me going, because I'm going to see him again.
It's pretty sad that such a young life was taken. Hopefully it helped her pass her day since we were with her.
Like us, our London friends believe David will go to heaven. They are Christians too. Well, not all the group. Baha's family is Muslim. She wants to show us how the Muslims worship.
If you believe in other gods other than Jesus, those are all a trick by the devil. There is only one God.
Proverbs 1. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path.
Back home, we're all God-fearing Christians, and we've never experienced a faith other than our own.
the first mosque we believe in the world was created by Abraham in Mecca. And this is where Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. The direction of all mosques is towards Mecca, so we pray in the direction of Mecca. Mecca is in the Middle East. In Saudi Arabia, there's a place called Mecca.
Is it toward the east?
Towards the east. And we believe all prophets were normal human beings. They were
So
men.
you don't believe that Jesus was God?
We believe he was a prophet. We believe Jesus was a prophet like all other prophets. We believe that he did not die on the cross.
Do you think that Allah is different from the God that Christians believe in?
No, we believe there's only one God. We believe there is only one God, and it's just people have different names for him, and people have different ways of worshipping him.
It was very interesting to learn about the way Muslims practice, about their beliefs and everything. I'm glad we went just to observe and to see. Like, it was the first time I talked to either like a Muslim or anybody that has a different faith. I kind of just thought about like, why are there so many different religions, so many different faiths in the world? I mean, how do people know which is the right one?
We found out what kind of religion they have. It's not unlike ours, except they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They believe in some other guy. There is a lot of similarities. It was very interesting and kind of cool, I think.
For Jerry, looking at another faith and set of values is a reminder of the crucial life decisions he needs to make. Like many Amish teenagers, Jerry is on what's called Rumspringa, or a running around period. Only some Amish groups acknowledge this window of opportunity, and for those that do, their 16th birthday is an exciting landmark.
All right, boys, let's go.
For the first time in their lives, they're allowed to go and explore the world outside their Amish community. This can mean anything from giving up their Amish clothes, their horse and buggy, and doing things that other teenagers do, like driving a car, using electricity and watching TV, to really letting their hair down, drinking alcohol and smoking with non-Amish friends. Jerry is 23. He's been enjoying running around now for a long time, but he needs to make up his mind whether to give up the modern world, be baptized, and become Amish for the rest of his life or not. It's a torturous decision for him to make.
What happens when you decide to finish? What happens?
Once if I go back to the Amish, then I have to like sell my car, sell to my TV, radio, phone, everything.
That's like me thinking of like becoming a strict Muslim. There's a lot of things in my life, like my modelling, dancing, like going out. I'd have to stop all of that.
So you're kind of like me right now in the room, like you're having your room thing. Like you feel like you should do that. You feel that's what you want.
I really want to.
You really want to, but you're afraid you can't.
Yeah, that's the one.
Life isn't easy, is it?
No, it's not at all.
And you know this? That thing on, what's that called?
We call it at home, we call it a cup.
A cup?
But it's actually a covering.
Cover what?
Covering.
And what do you wear that for?
The Bible, it talks about the women, being covered.
Oh, right, okay.
It's like a symbol of submission.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long's your hair then?
It really looks like...
Wow, it's down there?
Yeah.
Wow, that
I
is
don't
long.
cut the hair. We don't cut our hair.
Oh, you don't
right?
cut it? Oh. So we cut our hair all the time, as you can see. Would you ever dye your hair? Different colour?
I never wish for different colour hair, really.
Really?
This one.
It's so gross.
Does it look like witches' lands? Looks like claws.
Like claws or something.
It smells really bad in here.
Why would you come in here and get
stuff on your nails.
I like getting it done because I like the way it looks. Normally I get white painting, but I decided to get black. When I first got them done, I couldn't do my buttons and stuff.
Another thing, you couldn't milk a cow.
It would kick you.
Maybe it should.
So how much would you normally spend?
To get my nails done, it costs £20. And hair costs way more than that. About £80.
How much?
£80.
80 pounds for
That would be
ultimate
like
hair treatment.
$120 in the US.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think long nails are pretty impractical as well. I would want a boy to notice my beautiful heart instead of going on outward appearance. It wouldn't be a very good foundation to start a marriage relationship.
1 Peter 3:3. Let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold or of putting on of apparel.
Amish girls are not into makeup or jewelry. We don't paint our nails or cut our hair. We believe the way God made us is the way we should be.
I guess if I see a girl, I look at her character. Just because she's beautiful on the outside doesn't mean she's beautiful on the inside.
Our fashion is to part our hair in the middle and comb it back over our heads, and on formal occasions, to cover it with a homemade bonnet. We're not concerned about accumulating material things for our happiness.
Basically, because I understand my life is, short. It's going to be like a vapor amongst all the lives that are on the earth. I don't think I'm attached too much on earth.
We don't spend time shopping for clothes. Instead, we make everything by hand.
And you just touch your finger with the needle. You don't prick it or anything. You just touch it so you can feel that it's through.
Do you think you would like that kind of thing?
If I was good at it, I would probably
It takes
do
practice.
it more.
It takes practice.
So where am I going to this one?
Yeah, and then you just connect those two.
They're not proper girls, that sounds bad, but they are.
Yeah.
Like the traditional girls, that's
Yeah.
it, they're the traditional girls.
If I could do it, I probably would actually just sit there and try and do some things.
Because I could be quite bored at home as well, but I would prefer to make a quilt.
Yeah.
Hold fast to the right, to the right.
Loved the singing, and it did remind me of being in one of them films, like where a dog will be running through the fields. And they'll be at home, like with their little children running around, and then the mum will be in the corner in a rocking chair, and you could tell Leah she enjoys it.
Yeah. Nothing that they do is a chore for them. Everything's just
Enjoyable and as a family.
That you learn from your mother at home.
That's really nice.
Nice, so nice.
Yeah, it's so relaxing.
Yeah, definitely.
While the girls have been having a quiet time in, the Amish boys have been learning how to stay in shape.
Come on, Jerry. No, your legs. Open your legs wider, wider. No, that's too wide. Try and touch your toes with your legs straight. Stay there, stay there.
Or just
Ow.
stretch.
Leon, what's wrong?
I'm sure you can get a bit higher than that. Yeah, that was higher than this.
Yeah, do you want to take this jump? Have you got something underneath?
Yeah.
Actually, no, wait, leave it on just in case you drop. Let's land on your back and you'll be fine. See it? Did it hurt? Did it hurt? Ah!
I think the dance group is great. I've been getting along great with all of them pretty much. The first of the week it was kind of awkward, and we're just now at the stage that we're really getting to know them, and we've been having a blast.
I've noticed that the Amish, are very positive people. They always have a smile on their face. Living in London, we're not open to try anything new. We like to do what we know, but I think they like to just give anything a try.
Much better.
It's definitely a different experience to live in a city. I'm not the type of person that would want to live in a city, but I still admire the family we're staying with because they seem to be content even if they have a small house. I guess it teaches me not to take for granted what we have back at home.
Their houses are really small and tiny, and they might not have all the space that they wish for. So I'm inspired, and I think I can learn from them to appreciate what I have and make the best of it and enjoy life anyway. So it's been a good week so far, and I've enjoyed my time with these people.
Today is the memorial service for Tux's friend, David Ido. Grace, David's mother, is holding this community gathering in the park where David was killed to send out a message that street crime has to end. As Amish, we've never experienced anything like this before.
We pray once again that the memory of David will continue to live in the name of Jesus. Amen.
But we want to do what we can to help.
Last year, I lost my boy, 14-year-old boy, coming to this park just to come and play with his friend. Knife crime is destroying family. It's destroying the whole community. We need to come together, to join hands together.
I think it's a good thing if something like this does happen that people get together and try to stop it. I think that's great. The Amish don't come together to try to change anybody's opinion because everybody's kind of lives the same. They have the same rules, and everybody goes by those rules, so everybody kind of thinks alike. Being in the city made me realize a little bit about how good it is to be Amish and know that you're actually safe and don't have to worry about being robbed or anything like that.
Our street dance friends have agreed to perform, and knowing how we like to sing, they've suggested we might get up on stage and join in. As humble, slow-paced people, being on show is something we never normally do. This is our first time to perform on stage.
Let's come together. Let's live as one. Let's stay together. Hand in hand we can save the land.
I had sung in a choir a couple times before, but so this was quite a new experience for me to sing in front of a crowd. I was very nervous, but I guess it went okay.
Let's come together. Let's live as one.
It's very moving when they sang, because when I've only really heard them sing in the morning when they're walking through the house. I've never seen them up there in front of so many people. So to do this in front of people they've never known before, I think it was really good for them to do that.
It seems like the British enjoy performing and being center stage. Singing in a group gave us a newfound confidence. Well, not quite all of us. The boys decided being in the limelight wasn't for them. But this week has encouraged us to do things we've never done before.
2, 3, 4.
When I first observed and watched the dance group, I wasn't sure that it was something I would support. I admire them for choosing something else than being out there in a gang and actually being a violent person. I think they've made a noble choice. They've welcomed our group, just like we were one of them, and I think we can learn from them in that way.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They live in the city and I live in the country. They play video games and watch TV, and I'm out in the barn playing with horses. but I think it's great that two people that much different can still get together and have a blast.
Hey, I got an idea. How you? Now try it.
Materialistic things in my life, like hair, nails, worrying about which clothes I'm going to wear. I've learned that it's not really that important anyway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm glad I did. I found out it kind of lifts your spirits a little bit. I guess I'm kind of fired up right now. I mean,
I thought that life was all about money and girls, and about money and girls. They've taught me that it's not. There's more to life than that.
I know I'm going to miss them. Just the thinking of living in the city, and it actually wasn't that bad.
Next, we're staying with some teenagers in Kent.
they look kind of like they're not very clean.
We hear they have a love for music.
I guess it was like a shock to my body. My first instinct was to plug my ears, which was what I did.
I think rock music is considered evil. It does something to your body that I don't really like.
We hope they might share some of our values. When I see girls dressing in bikinis in front of the boys, I'm concerned for the girls because they don't really realize what kind of temptations they are creating.
So you're Hamish?
Amish.
Amish. What do you do on a daily basis?
Work.
And maybe we'll learn from their beliefs too.
Jerry and Leon, I don't like to say it, but if they don't repent, I reckon they'll be going to hell too. Because they drink and smoke more than us.
Oh, we can't buy beer no more.
No, you're looking like you've had a lot anyway.
This week, we're going to be staying with the Watsons, who, like us, live in the countryside. We can't wait to see what the week has in store. They have 2 children, and we're intrigued to find out what rural British teenagers get up to.
Hey.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
I'm Becky.
I'm Lizzie. Andrew.
Leon.
Leon. Welcome to Reynolds Farm. This is Angela, my mum.
Yeah, really pleased to meet you.
Peter, my dad.
Oh, so pleased to meet you.
And Simon.
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Thank you. That's really kind. Well, I hope you have a lovely stay here. Anyway. I'm sure you will.
Lizzie's an artist, and her art is on every wall in their house. We don't have art like this in our homes.
Exodus 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Yeah, this is one of the paintings I've done.
Okay.
Which is using acrylic paint and glue mixed together. And I paint with chopsticks.
I think we're careful what we might display on our walls.
The Amish definitely wouldn't believe in paintings that have nudity, and I know a lot of guys are addicted to pornography, and that's a trap you don't want to get in.
Simon's a musician. We don't play music unless it glorifies God. But Simon's music is at least gentle on your ears.
Wow.
Simon is keen to introduce us to his group of friends and their girlfriends who he hangs out with. They seem kind of wild.
It disturbs me to see someone smoking. It's hard for me to see them abusing their healthy bodies that God has given them.
I don't want to say that they're immature, but
I didn't think that they'd be like 18, 19-year-olds.
So you both don't drink, or do you? Do you
No.
think it's okay to drink?
Yeah, we drink a lot.
We do drink quite a lot.
We don't never drink before we play on stage, but afterwards we like to have a few drinks. But like we started drinking when we were like, and to get drunk when we were like 14.
But what is binge drinking or whatever you...
That's like where you just go out Friday nights and Saturday nights, and it's just where you like drink as much as possible, and then you won't drink for the week, and then you'll go again the next weekend.
So for your body, it's really bad because you're not having alcohol for the whole week, and then you're going out on Friday night and getting absolutely like really.
Do you get drunk
plastered.
then?
Sorry?
Do you get drunk?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's really common for all teenagers.
We just played a 2-hour set.
Yeah.
Like we did on Saturday. We
But,
played a 2-hour set.
We had quite a bit on Saturday night.
But do you get drunk?
Yeah, we all got quite drunk. Didn't we, Matt?
Lucy's
here.
Have you ever thought about starting a group that doesn't drink? Like maybe you're older now and you kind of know what happens. Have you ever thought about going out to the younger ones, younger than you, and telling them it's really not that cool?
That would be a really good thing to do.
Proverbs 20, verse 1. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
I think a lot of people get drunk. Sometimes it's just they do it just for, I don't know, they want to be cool.
I don't think God wants us to turn to anything else other than Him for help or for peace of mind or anything. I think He has everything we need.
As Amish, we don't generally drink alcohol and we don't socialize in pubs or bars. We occupy ourselves with other types of social get-togethers like barn raisings. This is when the whole community helps rebuild a barn after a fire. The men put up the walls while the women prepare a big feast. It's called a frolic, probably because it's so much fun, but it's of the good, clean kind that will help us on our journey to heaven.
So have either of you got sisters or brothers, or?
Yeah, I got 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
Whoa.
Do you remember all their names? Andrew's got like a bowl haircut. Yeah, like my Cocoa Pops bowl. Around it.
The hair, I'm not used to. I probably wouldn't have long hair just because it's. Well, I guess it's up to them.
Yeah, but you suffered from really bad memory.
I couldn't see myself wearing the tight, skin-tight trousers that they wear. That would just drive me crazy. They look kind of like they're not very clean.
When we came in, they were wearing their bonnets, and I suppose it's not something that you see every day. Like the girls in Britain, if you walk down the road. Sorry, he just fired.
They look very different from us Amish.
Leviticus 19:27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
It's tradition to grow a beard. Usually it grows from one ear to the other.
I don't necessarily find Amish beards attractive. I kind of hope if I meet somebody that I want to marry, I wouldn't mind if he wouldn't have an Amish beard.
Amish men don't worry about modern trends. The only fashion we practice is the Amish way. Once an Amish man gets married, he has to let his beard grow, but a mustache is a no-no.
I wouldn't have a mustache. It would feel pretty stupid, to have one guy in church with a mustache.
Most of our clothes are homemade, and it's important for us to appear neat and tidy. To make us extra clean, we have our own Amish way of doing the laundry and hanging our clothes out to dry. We like to feel clean too, so most of us wash our hands and face before we have a meal. Simon would like to show us what he and his friends are most into. Apparently, it's not just a hobby. They're hoping it will be their career as well.
The rock beat is not good, like for even to listen to it. It actually kills plants if they are put under that type of setting where rock music is played all the time.
I guess it was like a shock to my body. My first instinct was to plug my ears, which was what I did.
Is it very loud?
Yes.
Very loud.
Have you ever heard that sort of music before?
Oh, not really.
No.
It actually made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I think it does something to you that's not good. Personally, that's how I feel. Or rock music. I think rock music is considered evil. When they were beating like that, I realized that if you would get used to that, you would just want to get up and dance, or you just wanted to go like that. And it's just kind of a, I don't know, it does something to your body that I don't really like.
Then we sigh and we cry.
In our Amish community, we don't play instruments or sing unless it glorifies God.
This life my wishes all deny. Let me lead you each step.
We like to sing together because it keeps our families close. We don't use radios, CDs, or iPods, just our God-given voices. There's just one instrument we're allowed to play, and that's the harmonica. We're not sure what's that one, but then there are lots of rules we've grown up to accept without questioning.
See if you can do that. Yeah.
That's it.
That's weird how that works. It looks like they just...
Yeah, looks so easy.
I really enjoy when we discuss music and singing, and they were very kind and considerate, and they tried to get us involved and to get us to try out instruments, and I thought it was very nice.
If you go, it's that open actually, sorry, first. You go, then number 7, then 9, then 5, 4, 2, open. There you go.
When I first met the band members, I was a bit unsure of them, but just the way they dress. But once you get to know them, they're real nice. I get along with them real well, so we're gonna have fun yet, I can tell that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah? I enjoyed singing with them and with them trying to pick along with what we were singing. I thought that's pretty neat. You know, they have their type of music, but they still can bend over and help us.
Hey. Very good all around.
I think our day was really interesting. We covered a lot of different conversations, and I think we're getting to know each other. It was really interesting to spend time with Simon and Lizzie and their friends, and their parents as well. I think it was really neat.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty interesting, actually. Only I'm really tired tonight.
You probably believe in heaven and hell. You believe in hell.
I don't know if I believe in heaven and hell.
You don't?
I don't know.
Okay. I believe God made the world. You don't believe in evolution, do you? Or do you? I mean, do you believe in evolution? Don't worry. I understand.
Well, maybe, I guess.
How could it have evolved out of nothing at all?
Because things are made of atoms and electrons and protons. Do you learn about science? No.
We didn't.
We're taught that everything is made up of kind of tiny, minuscule cells.
Honestly, do you really believe that something like that evolved out of nothing?
Yes. Never really thought much about religion. And I guess it's a tendency, isn't it, to think about the immediate present. I live definitely in the present, and I don't really think about the future, and I definitely don't think about the afterlife. They seem so happy, and I guess I feel like maybe without a belief, you're more susceptible to thinking about yourself too much.
If you think about this maybe being your last day and you think that there's a possibility that you could drop dead, what do you expect to happen?
Oh, that's a good question. That I believe that you just go into a long sleep. I don't believe in Adam and Eve, as in I believe that stuff is put in the Bible, sort of more of the Old Testament, as like metaphors and things, sort of examples, not stuff that actually happened.
But yeah, I believe that God made the earth and he's going to judge the people. And when we die, we either go to heaven or hell. So I believe that this life is there's going to be consequences afterwards for what we do here.
So do you believe if someone sins through their whole life, but say on their deathbed they are sorry for all of their sins and are truly sorry for it, God will accept them?
If they accept Jesus. I found it very challenging. And I feel really bad because I really believe this. And I know it's true, really. I know that there's going to be, you will spend eternity either in heaven or in hell. It's really a burden to me, because I don't want those nice people to go to hell.
Our new friends know that our faith is the most important thing in our lives, and so they thought we might like to see their local cathedral in Rochester. They say they don't know much about it, so it's a chance for all of us to find out some more.
It's awesome. I can't believe I get to see something like this.
It's nice, it's huge, it's something I like to see. I don't think I'd like to have a big church like this. I think I like the little humble churches that, like we do. A big church doesn't get you to heaven. It's what you believe. It's not how your building looks or anything like that.
Acts 17:24. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
As Amish, we don't have cathedrals, let alone church buildings. Instead, we have our church services at home.
The same came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God.
But more important than church are the daily family prayers and reading the Bible. This is our most valued book. God guides us in our work, and our devotion to Him is what gives us our purpose in life.
That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, thou shalt be saved.
I think a good way to explain it is, if you plant a garden, things grow. What makes them grow? I think it's God.
Look at the trees, look at the birds, look at the firmament, and watch the seasons change. Someone's in control of it all.
Religion doesn't appear to be important to Simon and the band.
Chicka chicka.
Albert, are you a crazy guy?
Above you, if you like, is this end here. This is this bit here, and you can see it's a square.
This is like for the moms.
That's it, the dormitory, they slept.
Hey, chocolate girl, you're looking like something I want.
Lots of people come here just to light candles. I mean, there's a wonderful saying that it's better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. It's a sign of hope. Light in the darkness.
I never
it's
heard
powerful.
That term.
I would love to be able to believe in something that much, that you haven't really got to worry about anything, knowing that God's always there.
You're not lonely because you have me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. As long as you've got friends and family. If you haven't got that, and then if you know you've already got God as well.
You had a girlfriend, didn't you? She found a new boyfriend after a week.
Oh no. That's what it looks like on Facebook, but you know, I'm not going to take that into consideration.
I am.
Today, the band is taking us to where they like to spend their time in the summer, the beach. We've never seen a beach before, let alone the ocean.
I think it's going to be more like a green shade, don't you think? It's not going to be blue like just a small lake would be. I don't know. I have no idea. It's more of a greenish color.
How do you know? You've never seen it.
I bet it's going to be a lot of water and a lot of sand. Probably more water than sand. Wow. There it is. There we go.
Yep. This is awesome.
It takes your breath away, doesn't it?
That's awesome. You're right, it is a little bit green.
Is that? No, there's no land over on the other side, is there? Well, eventually.
Well, there is, but we just can't see it.
Wow.
It's actually not really like I expected. It's more big and terrible. I don't know. It looks so massive.
I guess I like the noise and I like the water, but I'm a little scared of going too far out because I know I can't swim and I've never been a water that's moving that much. Whenever we'd go play in the water, we'd be just small lakes. I'm kind of scared with the water moving.
I think Becky's enjoying it.
Yeah, Becky and Andrew. Yeah. The waves kind of took my feet out from under me a few times, but that was just fun for me.
I don't think I've ever tasted this much salt.
Oh, me neither.
So much fun in there. I never thought it would be that much fun to ride with the waves. It's a lot better than just swimming in a little mud hole like we used to.
Oh, you're really good at this.
Hey, I do it at home a lot.
Yeah, I can't do it.
What did you think of our music?
It was so loud to me, and I didn't really like the beat of it.
Oh, is there beat?
But obviously you like the beat.
Damn! You didn't intend it to be godly music.
No.
So yeah, I guess we'd say it's ungodly.
What do you feel like you've sinned in your life? Because if you've sinned, then all of us lot is like so sinful.
But you know what else God says? That if you break one of the commandments, it says if you broke them all. He also said that.
So there's no way of really winning.
No.
God
Well.
damn it. What did I say?
You blasphemed.
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know.
You know, that hurts my ears.
Sorry, that one just slipped onto it.
That's it.
From what I've seen of the English so far, they don't work as hard as the Amish. I think they live life to the fullest. They do what they enjoy, and I think that's what life is about, doing what you enjoy. They're doing that. They got a band. They're making life happen. I think that's a good thing. It seems like it's all fun times here so far.
We've been having a great time at the beach, but one thing is really troubling us about the girlfriends.
1 Timothy 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety.
I guess when I see girls dressing in bikinis in front of the boys, my greatest concern is sort of for the boys, because I think that they struggle a lot. If I see girls dressed in that way, it makes them struggle a lot more. And I'm concerned for the girls because they don't really realize what kind of temptations they are creating.
Today we were at the beach, and I think I must say that it was probably one of the most wonderful experiences I've had since I've arrived here. I had so much fun and splashing in the waves, and it was awesome. It was also kind of challenging with some of the things. The way the girls dressed, I guess. It was very shocking. I didn't expect them to dress like that. I guess I just don't really know how to take it or how to react to it, or I guess they can't really understand why it's such a big deal to me.
Put this dress on.
Amish girls are taught from a very young age to dress modestly, and there's a specific dress code that we all follow.
We don't wear really short sleeves. We wear them from the elbow, or for church we always wear long sleeves all the way down to our wrists. And we are not supposed to have too low necklines so our breast doesn't show, or we're not supposed to have our shoulders uncovered.
I think God hates low necklines.
We also wear ankle-length dresses that cover our legs,
like 3 or 4 inches off the floor.
And of course an apron helps in keeping us modest.
Closes up on the side. I've got a little buckle there. And my mom always tells me if I wear an apron, it doesn't show my legs a lot.
It's important that we dress in a feminine way. Women never wear trousers, for those are the clothes of men. I wouldn't feel comfortable to wear like jeans or trousers or anything like that. It wouldn't be fitting. But being ladylike doesn't mean wearing jewelry, makeup, or nail polish. It means respecting our natural God-given beauty.
Must be quite shocking for them because they're not used to people walking around with really short shorts and stuff like that. They're used to everyone wearing the same as them. And
well, they don't believe in showing skin things, do they?
Yeah, I'm not too
Like
sure.
to keep them
We
covered
should
up.
ask them.
Yeah, we should.
What do you think about what me and Hannah wear and what we wear in our society? Would you feel comfortable wearing it?
To be honest, I wouldn't.
I was thinking you're sort of born naked, and Adam and Eve were naked. So surely, I don't know, maybe clothes are more of a luxury. So it's more natural sort of to be I don't know. Do you know what I mean though?
Yeah, I see what you mean. They didn't realize they were naked. They didn't know that. They didn't know good and evil or what's right and wrong. And so after they had eaten that, their eyes were open and they saw that they were naked and they hid themselves.
Yeah.
And so God made them clothes after that.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. God killed some animals and put skins together and covered them. I mean, maybe it's kind of a touchy subject, but if you're around guys, do they actually respect you for the way you dress?
I think we dress more modestly than some people can do.
You do have convictions about.
We have standards to ourselves. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go out in a tiny little skirt and a skimpy little top. I would be covered because you see girls go out I don't know, with little shorts on where their bum cheeks are hanging out.
Yeah. I never heard that before.
We make all our own clothes and don't often go to the store. But the band's girlfriends thought we might like to experience an English girl's shopping trip.
Could you see yourself in a pair of these?
Not really. I feel like
a Spice
John's of Wood or something.
What about denim shorts? What do you think about people that wear little denim shorts?
It's not me.
Yeah. Could you ever see yourself wearing a strapless dress?
Not really.
Why don't you try playing a game of volleyball and lose?
Spend
we
a
spend
lot
a lot of money and stuff on
I
it,
know.
don't we?
My wages, as soon as I get them, that's it.
Yeah, and clothes. You can't have enough clothes.
No, we are nightmares.
Yeah.
I think that their dresses are really nice.
I wish I could make clothes.
Yeah, because they make them themselves.
Yeah. Get them
Yeah, really, we're quite lazy because everything's done for us.
Makes me want to learn how to do it and
Yeah.
make our own sometimes.
Yeah.
Instead of just going out to the shop and buying it.
Experimental.
Yeah.
From the age of 15, I've made my own dresses. I can now make a dress in the morning. I love the satisfaction that I'm wearing something I've created with my own hands.
I like to be able to grow our own food, make our own clothes.
I think it gives you a sense of security because you don't have to depend on everybody else to feed you and to clothe you.
Us older girls teach our younger sisters how to sew so they have the necessary skills of a housewife. Without electricity, we have no TV to watch in the evening. But we do enjoy a nice, peaceful bit of sewing by the light of the gas lamp. Back in Kent, us girls are having an Amish stay-at-home evening.
This is what I would wear like on the bucky in the summer. We had like heavier ones for the winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever you went like on the bucky or on the road, you had to wear this. And this is a little Amish doll. A lot of little girls play with it.
Are you serious?
This is like the little aprons that little girls wear.
Oh, she doesn't even have a face.
Yeah, I know. It's homemade.
Some Amish dolls don't have faces for religious reasons. The Book of Deuteronomy says we shouldn't reproduce any graven image. The task of embroidering the face is also considered frivolous and is discouraged. Faceless dolls reflect our unassuming nature.
Do you know which is the front and which is the back?
Yeah, this is the
front.
Yeah. Oh, look at that expression.
I guess we weren't allowed to have expressions. She doesn't have any feet either.
Many of us are not encouraged to do art. To express oneself is considered boastful, and that's not in keeping with our simple, modest ways. But Lizzie has suggested we try the way she paints.
This is my name, and that's supposed to be the head of a bull. Doesn't look very much like one, but...
I really like your pictures. I really do.
I'm glad somebody does.
I guess you don't really have any galleries or like...
No.
And nobody can anyone live as an artist.
No, I've never had the time to do anything like that.
Do you think you'll do more when you go back now?
I might try this. This is fun.
I haven't done a lot of art, and I think it's an interesting subject. I think it opens your mind to doing creative things, maybe. I think in the Amish, because of all the rules and because you're supposed to abide by those, you know always what is expected of you and what you're supposed to do, like especially in your clothes or even the way you decorate your house. And so I think that stifles creativity.
As Amish women, we don't have careers. Our job in life is as the helpmeet, the helper of our husband. We work hard from the break of dawn until dusk, washing, cleaning, cooking, and looking after the babies. We do sometimes earn some extra money for the family, cleaning, serving in Amish cafes, or looking after old people. Until we're 21, we give our earnings to our father.
I'd like to save the money and, until I had maybe a couple of $100, and then I'd like to just give it to Dad. I just saved it just for the fun of handing it over.
Our last days with Simon and Lizzie and his band are going to be spent camping at a music festival, Togfest near Milton Keynes, where the band will be performing. We do camp back home, but usually in quiet, secluded woods.
I think it's a little irritating because it's so loud. I keep thinking, how in the world is someone going to go to sleep with all the noise, but I don't know. I might ask for some earplugs.
The festival is opening our eyes to sights we've never seen before, but for Becky, it must seem like a whole new world.
Quite sure what to make of it. At first, my first impression was kind of like, it's probably not a very good place for a Christian.
Not all Amish are alike. Becky grew up in the strictest Amish sect, the Swartzentroopers. Her upbringing was the most sheltered. The seams on their dresses have to be just so. They're not allowed to dance, nor can they grow flowers.
The Swartzentroopers are not allowed to do sports. We didn't have history or science or geography in school. We weren't really encouraged in anything. Their mentality is kind of, we don't want our children to know too much because we're afraid they're going to leave us.
A year ago, in their search for salvation, her family made the life-changing decision to leave the Amish, and as a consequence are now shunned by their Swartzentrooper community. They still value plain and simple living like us, but there's one thing in particular that Becky feels she's missed out on.
We weren't allowed any musical instruments. We just sang like melody, we didn't sing 4-part. But we didn't take music classes or anything, like singing classes or anything. And I was like, will I never be allowed to exercise that? Will I never be allowed to maybe get into it more?
We are brought up to believe that moving our body to the beat of a drum is the work of Satan and can lead us into temptation. But it would seem the whole point of this festival is about exactly that, dancing. Why is everyone doing it?
It's to make people happy. To make you happy? Yeah. You see, everyone's happy dancing. I guess. Because it's a time when you cannot think about anything. It makes you feel good. That's the way that people around it. Huh. Makes you feel good. So that's... People like to come here to feel good. Yeah. Wow. If I want to feel good, I go and pray. Yeah.
I've been spending most of the evening away from the crowds.
I've read about extreme activity like this, I guess, and I've just never had a desire to be in a place like this. But I've learned a lot, and it's been very thought-provoking. As I observe people, I think my family seems far away, and yet I feel them. I feel their presence within me.
I got a cousin that could make like a sparrow singing, and then also he'd pretend to be catching it. He'd grab it, and then he'd make like a sparrow that's in distress.
That's crazy. Cool. So you're Hamish?
Amish.
Hamish. What sort of stuff do you lot do?
We were raised without electricity or modern stuff.
What do you do on a daily basis?
Work.
This weekend, Simon and his band have brought us to the music festival, Togfest. As Amish, we've never been to anything like this before, and it's thrown up all sorts of questions. Becky has never danced in her life. When she's unsure of something, she always turns to the Bible for an answer.
It's amazing how much the Bible actually talks about dancing. It's interesting. I'm actually amazed at how much people danced back then. Mm-hmm. It's like when they were joyful.
Right.
And that's the way they express their joy. It's amazing. I don't know. Do you think they dance to the music?
I don't know.
we studied a little bit about dancing in the Bible, what the Bible says about dancing, and I was really surprised how much it was mentioned in there. It really sounded like there was a lot of dancing, and even God's people did a lot of dancing. And like King David danced before the Lord with all his might. But it has something that it is kind of intriguing.
Some of us are less tempted to join in.
I kind of fail to be, or to really get the bang or the big kick out of, you know, having music loud like this. And, you know, I just look around and you see how the crowd, how it affects the crowd, and some people just listen to music like that, and it affects them to the point where they might commit suicide or go out and kill somebody. You know, after listening to something for so long, you actually begin to think that way. I think Jared and Leon are probably enjoying themselves more than I do because they come from a different community and we see things a little different, but other than that, we still get along fine.
We're not as good as the Amish guys. But if you think about it, Jerry and Leon, I don't like to say it, but if they don't repent, I reckon they'll be going to hell too. Because they drink and smoke more than us.
Fine.
I can't really imagine what it would feel like to be drunk. I think it would feel horrible. I would be afraid of what I would do.
Oh, we can't buy beer no more.
No, you're looking like you've had a lot anyway.
For me personally, I've never even had a desire to get drunk.
I used to trip a lot, then I started drinking.
As the day comes to an end, all the British start to dance the night away.
It was amazing to watch someone that has never danced before and that doesn't know how to dance. She just come here, she's never been anywhere like this before, and she just thought, you know, I'll start dancing. And it was, I don't know, it's really lovely. And it's really lovely to see her smiling and just bopping up and down. It's a massive thing for her, I think. A really massive thing. A lot of times I just feel like, oh, I don't even know, I don't have a clue, I must look like an idiot. But anyway, I'm expressing my joy.
You guys are pretty cool, though.
You're pretty cool as well.
You guys are pretty cool, though.
We love you, Leon.
Oh, Leon alive.
Yeah, Leon!
I have no idea how much sleep I got.
To A now. Lost A. Now to the little one, B. That's it. Now back to E. I see. Yeah.
There you go.
You heard the whole song, man. Go home and play that to your folks. That was good.
You just need to know when to change the string.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Today's the last day before we move on to the next week of our trip.
Put like to Jerry.
This kid's got the worst handwriting I've ever seen.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. We got you a load of stuff just to remember us by. To Andrew. Andrew.
Thanks.
To Jerry.
There's no one for Leon.
There's no one for Leon.
You're not my friend.
So you can remember us.
Oh, we will remember you guys, definitely.
We'll remember
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've been thinking if you guys ever want to come to America, call us or write us and tell us. So, yeah. I think you guys play really nicely. you can do very good on your instruments. And I've been thinking it'd be really nice to hear you guys sing a gospel song sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you should also write a song about your week with the
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm getting home. I'm writing it tomorrow. Trust me.
See you later.
So that, man, it's been fun.
It really did surprise me how close we got. It was, first it was kind of awkward, and then we got to know each other, and suddenly we were just like best friends. It was crazy.
Bye, Lizzie. Oh, it'll be hard to think not to see you again.
They've kind of accepted me on a level, even though I know they have problems with maybe things I wear or some of the things I think, and that I'm not religious. They seem to have seen past that as well, which is pretty amazing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the people I've been around this week have become more or less like brothers and sisters to me, really. I hope I can be like a brother to them, too.
Good journey. Hi. See you later. See you later, guys. All right.
It's amazing. I really feel like I've known these people for more than a week. And I don't know what God's plan is for this documentary, but I'm really excited to see what is going to work out.
Yes. Next, we're staying in a castle, the holiday home of the Smith Osbornes.
Are you Amish allowed to wear jewellery? Earrings? No. Never? Necklaces? No.
We hear there's a niece of about our age.
What do you think? I could be Amish, couldn't I? I could do it.
We hope we're going to get along.
I think that the man's the boss.
Good.
I'm pretty much anti-feminism. Nobody really believes me when I tell them that.
It'll be good if we can learn from the way they live.
I had some cider, and I thought it was pretty good. I could probably drink that every day.
We're going to be living with 4 very different types of British teenagers. I've never really met people that I had a lot to do with that were black. Sharing our God-fearing and clean-living values.
They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They believe in some other guy.
What if she'd meet up with a man and she'd just not want to come back home?
It's a worry of the possibility of being molested.
I read about extreme activity like this, I guess, and I think my family seems far away.
I wonder what we'll discover, and whether the experience will make us rethink our Amish way of life.
I'm not hoping to get way out of hand over there, but pretty much my last chance to do something like that.
Jesus will be coming back before too long because of the way things are going in the world. It's just terrible.
God in the mountain is the God in the valley.
This week, we've been invited to stay with a family in the Scottish Highlands.
Wow.
That is awesome.
The God of the day is the God in the night.
Look at that.
It turns out this castle is where we're going to be staying, with Joanna Smith Osborne and her teenage family.
Hello, I'm Joanna.
Hi, I'm Becky.
Hello, Becky. Very nice to meet you.
I'm Leah.
Hello, Leah.
Hello,
Joanna.
Will.
Hi, Joanna.
Nice to meet you.
Well, welcome to Ardverky. My husband's great-great-grandfather who built the house in 1876.
This is beautiful.
Quite a place, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel pretty privileged to be here. Yeah.
Come on in.
Wow, this is awesome.
This is the entrance hall.
What do you call it when you're getting ready to come here? What do you call
The
it?
house is, well, generally we just call it Scotland because it's a far-end little bit of Scotland. But the house is called Ardverky, Ardverky Lodge. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we call it.
I'm going to call it home.
As Amish, we like to live very simply. This is the grandest place we've ever seen. Our barrackie was built as a holiday home for lords and ladies to come and hunt. We're taught not to covet worldly goods.
Matthew 19:24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Our houses back home are simple and functional. We only have furniture that has a purpose, and colors are very muted. Our rooms tend to be empty rather than full, and most of us don't hang paintings on the wall. Material objects are not important to us.
I'm kind of a simple kind of guy. I don't need much. I don't really want much.
I just told one of my friends the other day that it's not like I'm really attached to anything earthly.
Most of the people that are happy are the people that are poor or have a simple life.
We don't generally have electricity, and although we use gas lamps, our rooms are pretty dark. Many of us don't have hot running water either.
These are all red deer stag heads, which have been shot, most of them, way back in the last century.
We don't get these massive heads anymore, although my little brother did manage to get one last year. His first stag.
That's about 14 years old, I think. He shot it last year.
20-year-old Ed is the oldest Smith Osborne. William is 17. They tell us that the British Queen Victoria stayed here once and nearly bought the house.
Well, this is the Queen's Wing, the original house.
Wow, we could run some marathons in here.
Yeah.
In the end, she opted for somewhere called Balmoral instead.
So you know how many bedrooms there are? All together?
Never really counted.
Never keep
There are
count.
quite a few, that's the problem.
Ed and Will's cousin Veronica has also come to stay, along with her best friend Annabelle.
We used to all get in this bar.
How about 6 of us in there?
The lot of us.
6 or 7.
We had a great time.
All about
Splashing
this
about.
high.
And Veronica has someone she can't wait for us to meet.
Maria, very feminine and lovely, as you can see, just a little bit manly. You can see where we all get our looks from, I mean, seriously. Maria played a big part. I just can't look at her. She just is so beautiful.
Oh my God, do you have to? Show you your bedrooms.
I never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would stay at a place where it's so beautiful.
Look at the view
Quite a fine
from our
view out
window.
that way.
This is something we read about in the books. You know, this building is huge.
The fun loos, you've got to have a look at the fun loos.
Ancient loos.
I think it's probably not the way I would choose to have my own house built because it's really hard to clean a house like this.
That actually is quite scary, just one single chair.
I really enjoyed the family, and boys are great. You know, like the boys, and the girls, I guess. I thought Veronica was a good girl. It's kind of funny what comes out of her mouth sometimes.
I was about 3 years old when a Canada goose bit me on my finger, and I've never been the same again. I can't look them in the eye now. Never again.
I guess she's the type of person that, depending on circumstances, I might be intimidated a little bit.
Well, Veronica can talk, and I probably find it hard to get word in edgeways, to be honest.
One of my pigs had piglets 3 days ago, on the day that Michael Jackson died. So I named one of them Prince Michael III. Do you have pigs? Yeah.
Not called Michael Jackson.
Do you have piglets? Very small ones? No, you probably don't name your pigs, but I just thought it was a nice thing to do. Waffling on. I just can't stop myself. I think it's a disease.
She says kind of anything that comes into her head. None of you would ever get married. If you are like that way, you would probably tend to control your husband.
I know my mother, you know, she feels that her role is to submit to her husband. And I know I've learned a lot from her in that. And she'll, you know, tell me that that's the role of us women.
I'm just kind of searching my mind how to relate to those girls, because they seem really different.
They're quite serious. But, you know, we can do serious.
But that's like what they've been brought up like.
We can do
It's all right.
serious.
We're all serious in our own ways.
I can do a serious.
You can't do serious. You've never been
Whatever,
serious.
man, I can try serious. I'll do a bit serious if I feel like it. I like them.
Swim in my sweets.
So how old did you say you were when your parents divorced?
3.
Do you remember when your parents were still together?
I remember, like, my daddy packing up. That's like my earliest memory. It sounds so like pathetic, like my earliest memory is my parents divorcing. But it's not like that. Just, I don't know anything different, and I know they're happy now, so it's fine for me. And it's nice having 2 homes and having other brothers and sisters.
When she was talking about her family and how her parents got divorced when she was like 3, I was like, oh no, that's so sad. It seems like it doesn't bother her, but to me that would be like so tragic.
As Amish, we never divorce.
Matthew 5:32. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery, and whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery.
Marriage is considered the most sacred union between man and woman.
Summer of 1980, I think, we decided that we was going to get married.
We got married then in September of 1982. I was 23.
I was 19.
It's been quite a wonderful experience.
First date we had, I didn't think I wanted him. But things changed.
Married parents provide the children with a set of examples to look up to and a secure base from which to grow.
Good night.
They seldom live a night apart.
Ecclesiastes 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun.
Right, look at those. They're going to be the best roast potatoes ever.
Joanna's husband is working in London, so she's currently ruling the roost. And tonight, she's hosting a dinner party for us. We've read stories about how the British high class have formal dinner parties, and they like to dress up before they eat.
I like to comb my hair and wash my face after I've cooked a big meal and we're having a special dinner or a supper for just our family. But I normally don't dress up in my Sunday best. This is actually a dress I made for my cousin's wedding last month. I had a part, I was supposed to be coffee server.
To me, it's kind of stressful, actually.
Well, she was telling us tonight how they've got different silverware for different things, which I never learned which piece of silverware is for what.
I guess I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, maybe if you didn't feel so lost with all the etiquette, I wouldn't feel that way. But.
So what do you think about dressing up to go to dinner tonight?
I think it's pretty cool. I actually kind of expected Scotland and England to be more like that, to have proper meals like that. So it's not something we normally do, but I guess it works.
Are you nervous about making mistakes tonight?
Well, the funny thing is I won't know if I'm making a mistake because I don't know the rules.
That is really funny. So we don't have anything to lose, do we?
Not really.
Joanna has asked us not to go to the dining room, but to meet in the drawing room.
There we are,
Just
boys.
chair to sit on.
That's perfect. Yes, I don't think it'll collapse on you. Yeah.
But it's hard to work out exactly why we're here.
Are you Amish allowed to wear jewellery of any sort?
The Amish aren't.
Earrings?
No.
Never? Necklaces? No. And what about tattoos? What is that? A tattoo? Do you know, it's...
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
Painting on the skin. Because Edward has 2 of them. Really?
Yeah.
I never feel that.
But you can't take them off, can you?
You can, but it leaves quite a scar, I think.
What if you get tired of it? It's just too bad.
You're basically stuck.
Father, we thank you for this food and we thank you for this day and bless the hands that prepared it and let it be a nourishment to our bodies. Amen.
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 Please start, everybody. Do you always have a grace before meals?
Yes.
Yeah. In my family, with so many little children, we sometimes sing the blessing.
It's a nice way to start off, make you think, before you guzzle in.
This dinner party feels so formal. It's very different to the way we Amish do things. Back home, everyone joins in preparing the meal and laying the table. When the men get home from work, we sit down to eat.
Let's sing God is Great. God is great and God is good, and we thank Him for our food. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Meal times for us are relaxing times. Everybody helps themselves to food. We love our home cooking. With the British, conversation appears more important than the food.
Do politics come into the life of the Amish community?
Not really.
Not really, because we don't have television.
Do you vote? But just do you vote?
We don't vote.
No.
So were you aware and involved with the recent presidential elections? After all, the laws that are made in your government, surely you have to obey.
I know our church prays for the government, but there's not a lot of involvement with politics, I guess.
Joanna and her family can discuss all areas of current affairs with confidence.
And although you don't have television, do you have newspapers?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're still aware of what's going on in the world, but not...
Not really,
Yeah.
actually.
Andrew, you just mentioned about global warming. I mean, is that something that would be discussed at home? I mean, it's something
It'd be
that...
laughed
Do you
at,
worry
that's
about it?
Yeah.
You laugh at it. Well, you don't think it's happening?
I don't
or-
believe it.
Well, it's
because
getting colder, actually.
It is
No,
getting
I
colder,
don't
I
know.
think, because they were saying Ohio has like having regular snow and regular cold.
It's almost midnight when we leave the dinner table.
So, can you sort out...
At home, we retire when the sun goes down. But here, the evening isn't over yet.
The community spirit has gone here completely. Stop it!
While we were eating tonight, I almost didn't feel right, like sitting at the table and being served, because my type of thing is, whenever I read books, I kind of imagine what it would be to be one of the servants serving the people. And I always think that would be the most interesting part in a house like this.
I think that's the end of the game. Ball's out of circulation. Because I'm exhausted.
We should be off to bed now. But Veronica has other ideas.
Tattoo scene, take one. Boop. Okay. Here's Leon and Andrew. They're coming to look at Odd's tattoos. Oh, I could catch a glimpse of it. Right. Have you guys seen something like this before?
Oh my goodness. I can't believe my eyes.
Leviticus 19:28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
A lot of tattoos that I see are snakes or dragons or whatever.
I have no desire to get a tattoo either.
Have you got any tattoos, you guys?
Oh, I got them all over my back.
Secret tattoos that you wouldn't tell your mummy about?
I wouldn't. Why
wearing more.
You probably, I mean, you wouldn't have to have that horrible picture, but you can have anything you like. Night, guys. Yeah. Sleep well.
Today, the Smith Osbornes are keen to show us what high-class British boys and girls do for fun. It seems they all like the same things we do. Well, not quite all. Veronica and Annabelle said they'd join us later.
That's it, put it. Make sure it's right into your shoulder, okay?
Cool.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I kind of love playing with guns and shooting.
Yeah, well done.
Wow,
well
good.
done.
I remember my first time I ever shot with a gun. And I was maybe around 14.
Yeah.
I shot a couple of raccoons in the dark with a flashlight in one hand and the gun in the other. It was hilarious.
Ah, well done. Well shot. Almost too easy, I think.
We enjoy hunting, but we often use a bow and arrow, and Andrew has brought his from home.
It's quite impressive.
Too much fingerprint.
That went long.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. With the wood. Oh yeah, he's good. He's competition right there.
We love the great outdoors, and as Amish, we're at home with the peace and calm of nature.
I think I could make myself at home in a place like this, with mountains and a lake beside the house.
I don't know if I've seen such a peaceful, picturesque scene that I could spend some time at and just really relax. I think I'll enjoy every minute here.
Veronica is still a bit wild and crazy for our taste, and we're discovering she's also very persuasive.
It looks like an accident waiting to happen always.
Becky, how was that?
It was great. Loving it.
Wind in the hair motoring.
She was like grinning the whole time. Like,
If an Amish couple were to divorce, would they be excommunicated?
Probably, yeah.
Because it never happened.
Personally, I don't know if any Amish couple ever divorced, actually.
But then you said that you're expected to marry someone within your Amish community. That
What if you
must
don't
be
like
quite
any of
hard
them?
finding someone that you know
feel
you can't
like you could
divorce.
spend
that
your
you feel-
entire life with.
Yeah. How do you
Until
know
it
if a
wouldn't
man
be
has really
acceptable.
annoying habits and like leaves the loose?
Nightmare!
And you wouldn't want to marry them if they're really annoying and they like leave dirty dishes everywhere.
I guess the man would be the one that provides for the family. He makes the income, and he's supposed to be the head of the home. But women should be keeping the home, serving their husband and their children.
I like that. You know what? I like your theory. I think that, yeah. I think that the man's the boss.
Good.
I'm pretty much anti-feminism. Nobody really believes me when I tell them that.
I actually have quite a different viewpoint today than I had last night. I sense that the girls are a little more open. We really had a good chat.
I was really surprised at Veronica's response to how we should, as women, submit to the men.
Because I would have thought Veronica would be very rebellious against that thought, but she said she likes that thought and she thinks it's right. I was really surprised, but I thought it was really nice. The way she picked that up. I was amazed, I guess.
I don't want to sound like a complete bimbo, like all I want to do is get married and have babies. But
that's kind of all you do want to do.
yeah, it is. I am marriage material, but only for like...
Marrying you would be
person
like
who's not.
a treacherous quest to misery.
I've been hearing people talk about the high-class people and the middle-class people. And I guess having people in different classes is something that I'm not used to in our Amish culture.
Come and have some breakfast. And then some bacon and eggs.
Granny's amazing.
In there, or just some cereal.
Leave it with that.
In that blue saucepan is some porridge.
It's been 2 days now with the Smith Osbornes. We're not quite sure what kind of impression we're making on the high-class kids we're staying with.
They all have breakfast together every morning without fail, whereas we would come down anytime we want, just make some cereal and leave, I guess. They were quite shocked to hear that we would just have breakfast on our own and get up whenever we want, whereas they all get up to watch the
They all get up at like sunrise to have
to have breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, they said they watched their daddy go to work, which I thought was
That's
really
really
nice.
cute,
I
actually.
really liked it.
My daddy
would love
My
that
dad
if we
gets
did
up
that,
on
but-
Mondays at 4 in the morning.
No,
I'm not going to
that's
watch him go to work. It's a big eye-opener, though. It's great to have them here.
No, I like them a lot.
I love them. They're great.
That's quite interesting, bearing in mind your large families. How does discipline in the family work?
My parents normally do it, but if they're not at home and we're staying with the children, they'd rather that we teach the children.
And this is verbal correction, or is it physical punishment? I mean, would a slap when someone has done something dangerous, or is that ever considered a good idea?
I don't remember once of somebody being spanked in school.
I think if that happened here, the person, the sort of teacher or whatever, would be
Lose their
in
job.
a huge amount
Lose
of
their
trouble.
life. I think, like, especially for very small children, it's you have to make it a little bit painful so that they don't do it again.
Discipline is a very serious part of an Amish upbringing. From an early age, our mothers and fathers teach us what's considered acceptable behavior.
Depending what we did wrong, we might get spanked. I remember my mom, sometimes if we said a bad word, she'd put pepper on our tongue so it burns our mouth.
If I did something wrong, I knew I did it, then I got spanked for it.
These rules are laid down in what's called the Ordnung and define the very essence of our Amish identity. The Ordnung varies from church to church, but always provides a guideline to live by.
I'm not saying that just the rules are gonna, make you a good person, but I'm sure they're a help to you.
It aims to prevent pride, envy, vanity, laziness, and dishonesty. Some of the rules are supported by the scriptures. Others are just there because it's our tradition. It provides a strong sense of group identity.
Found something you might be interested in the library?
It's an old Bible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
See, the paper's gone all old and stained.
Mm-hmm.
King James.
I see that. That's so interesting.
Yeah. This book's quite important.
Yeah,
to you.
very important.
Do you have any favourite parts?
Oh yeah, there's lots of
Yeah.
verses. In John chapter 5, it's 1 John. Verse 12, it says, "He that hath the Son hath life, and he that hath not the Son of God hath not life. These things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of God, that ye may know
To
that
put all your faith in something, I think, is really brave. Like we just say, oh yeah, well, I don't really know. But if somebody believes something, often they're afraid to sort of voice it.
And I admire them for letting their whole life revolve around their religion. Whereas other people, they're almost scared to do that. I mean, I know a lot of people who wouldn't like to admit that they go to church every Sunday because for others it doesn't seem cool in that sense. But they're very open about the fact that their whole life revolves around
following the teachings in the Bible.
And they're proud of that.
Oh no, the Pharisees were asking Jesus if people should pay taxes, and then Jesus asked them for a coin.
Yeah, I don't have a clue on my beliefs. I changed. I know I believe in God, but I don't have a clue about heaven or hell or anything. And yeah, I'm kind of jealous that they know. And they've got their beliefs set in stone. I think it's a lot easier that way.
No, this is really cool.
Our hosts don't just have one house, they have two.
This is Charles, my husband.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
At their second home in Oxfordshire, they keep 15 horses, which is a few more than we have back home. But these aren't working horses. They're bred for sport. In the summer, Ed plays horse polo 3 or 4 times a week. It's his dream to become good enough to make a living from it.
I think polo is a pretty interesting game. Just the horses turn around like that is pretty amazing, Just to hear their hoof beats makes me
It makes me excited.
Back home, horses would never be used for a sport like this. Our horses are there to work. In the fields as our tractors, and on the roads as our cars. There are certain occasions when the Amish gather in large numbers. Weddings, funerals, barn raisings, and horse auctions. After our house, a horse is our most valuable possession.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't dress our horses' hair or hooves like this. Our lives are plain and humble, not showy or dressy.
Ah, it's still too long. Peekaboo. Look.
Oh wow.
But I really
Too long.
I know, but it's so pretty. I don't want to ruin it.
Veronica enjoys dressing up. She has her leavers ball this month, and so we've offered to help by taking the hem of her dress up.
Yeah.
Do you want it just long enough so
Do you want to hang it on
just-
the floor? Just.
On the floor?
Yeah, just about.
Because I don't want to get it too short.
So if I was walking on grass, it would like touch the grass. Yeah, I suppose this isn't really a sort of Amish type dress. Probably.
Well,
not.
it's okay, except it's quite low.
Yeah.
That
You could
I
put a
would-
little jacket on.
Yeah.
You know. What's the sort of reasoning? Just modesty and.
Well, I guess, for one thing, the Bible says that women should dress modestly. If a man looks on a woman to lust after her, he has committed adultery with her already in his heart. And so that means that I'm in it too.
What if someone really ugly wears something really small? And so nobody would be tempted by them, but, you know.
It's still... Do you buy it with your own money?
I don't have any money.
You don't?
Did your mom buy it for you?
Yes.
Well, how much did she spend?
I don't want to tell you.
Please.
No, can I just...
It's very vulgar to discuss money.
I don't know.
Here, you want to take it off so I can work on it?
I don't want to like trip over it and fall on my face and have like a black eye when I go to the party.
It would match with your dress.
I don't understand why dresses like this cost so much.
I know.
Because they're so simple to make.
If I ever get married, then I'm going to make my own wedding dress.
I hope I can make mine too.
This is so kind of you to help me. I'm not very skilled at this kind of thing.
It took me a lot of years of practicing to
Yeah.
get to be able to sew a lot of different things. I started when I was 15. I made my first dress when I was 15.
Do you make all of your dresses? Or did you just make
I don't
that
think
one?
I have any dresses right now that I didn't make.
I don't want to look.
You want me to do it or you want me not to do it?
Well, you got to do it now. You've already snipped it.
I was kind of scared to go cutting off the bottom of an expensive dress like that. But I wanted to help Veronica. So I did what was needed to be done. Spin.
Oh, I'm so pleased, thank you.
You're welcome, especially for you.
Thank you so much.
While us girls are doing dresses, the boys have been offered their first chance to play horse polo. And for polo novices, hoping to learn the basics, Ed has just the pony.
That wouldn't have worked on a real horse, would it?
No, it wouldn't. First of all, just practice the swing. A bit like a pendulum. Just let it swing. Just swing the stick. Just let it fall. Just keep it going. Don't let it stop. Just keep it going. Keep your arms straight. It's all in the plane of the swing, so you've got to keep the whole thing straight. There you go. Yeah, when you're ready, just bend down and hit it.
1, 2, 3. Cut it out.
That's yours, Leo. Oh, man.
While the boys are trying their hand at being British, us girls are all going Amish.
What do you think?
stranger. I could be Amish, couldn't I? I could do it.
You think a
I could do it.
girl.
Follow me. See what they think. They'll laugh.
Yeah?
We're swapping back. I'm gonna be your sister now.
That's nice.
I think so. Leon did a pretty massive double take. He just looked at me and he just kept going. I think I look pretty good as an Amish. It's quite comfy actually. I like it. Maybe we'll do a trade and go the other way and I'll see what they think. See what I think of their life one day. I don't know, maybe they'll had enough of me after a week. Never want to see me again, that noisy girl who would never shut up.
She's an interesting individual.
You want to go for a walk and look at some of my family photos?
When we first met Will and Ed's cousin Veronica, we didn't have a clue what to make of her. But we're kind of getting to know her now.
This is my dad.
Yeah.
And my mom. My sister Martha, she's the oldest of the family.
Oh, what's the baby called?
Josiah. And he's wearing a jumper outfit.
Did you make it?
Yes. And I've got several extra pictures of me in the back for the people I meet.
Oh, can I keep it?
You can keep it.
I'm going to show all my friends. They're asking me what you like, and I say you're very nice. Thank you.
You're so nice, Veronica.
Now Veronica wants to show us her school, Stowe. It's a public school with 760 kids aged 13 to 18.
It's a nice place to go to school, I think. Mummy says she likes driving me in the morning because she likes driving up the drive.
A typical day for Veronica starts with chapel.
I thought starting out the day here at school with chapel was the best idea, because I think it's good for us as young people to have our thoughts turned toward God in the morning, and we are aware of His presence all day.
Yeah, do you want to go and sit maybe next to Charles?
After chapel, we're straight into a history class.
Have you studied the American Revolution? The Wars of Independence, have you looked at these? The Declaration of Independence? No. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. It's a simple line. But it's a very powerful line, isn't it? Why? What sort of rights should government be protecting? What rights do we all enjoy?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, fantastic. What else would we put in? What other freedoms? Your freedom to bear arms. Oh, my word. But no, I'll accept that, okay. The right to bear arms.
This is nothing like an Amish education.
Amish schools are just one room. There's only a couple people per grade. And then there's a curtain through the middle of the room. And then there's 2 teachers. Each teacher has a couple grades.
Pinch, trap, skip.
Becky's and my parents have decided they want to be in control of their children's education. So both of us have been given the task of teaching our younger siblings at home. We focus on subjects required for living a more practical life.
We do spelling, reading, arithmetic, writing. We have geography, health. We also have a course of driving a horse and buggy safely.
Foliage, homely, patriot.
Amish boys and girls start school when they're 6 and leave when they're 14. By that time, they should be ready to stand on their own 2 feet in the world.
It is a big responsibility, and whenever I think that the education of my brothers and sisters is in my hand, I feel really small, but I know that I'm capable of doing it. I'm working with the same books I had when I went to school, so I'm very familiar with it all.
Our mother tongue is Pennsylvania Deutsch, which our forefathers from the 17th century used.
Man sagt, wenn ich jetzt für eine Tank of gas nehme, für each trip, and I have noch 3 Fahrer voll.
Basically, you won't find it anywhere else. We can talk with people that are German, but it's still not the same as our language.
As this is primarily a spoken rather than a written language, we don't have many books, and certainly don't use the internet. So our means to acquire new knowledge is limited. Next lesson is psychology.
Here we go. Now look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That looks nothing like that. It's not even...
As the day at Stowe progresses, things don't get any clearer.
Oh my lord. There we go. It's beautiful.
What exactly is psychology?
That's the workings of the mind. Rather than the brain, which is neurology, psychology deals with the workings of how we, in a sense, how we think.
I think the students' main goal and the teachers is to get through the exams. I don't know how serious they are about learning. The way we were brought up and the schools we went to are nothing compared to this.
Okay. See you later, guys.
Even though a lot of Amish leave school at age of 14, I've never seen any Amish that wasn't able to successfully provide for his family.
Yeah, my feeling of today, the end of a public school, is I'm glad that I am Amish.
We haven't got much longer with the Smith Osbornes. The boys thought we might like to experience their local pub. We don't have pubs in our Amish communities.
Do you guys want a drink? Anything?
Sure. Apple juice?
What's that, cider?
Cider? Yeah.
As Amish, we don't normally drink, but Jerry and Leon have been drinking since they arrived in England. Until now, Andrew hasn't touched a drop.
Cider I'm used to is just like apple juice cider. Just crushed apples and we take the juice out of them. That's how we make our cider. So it's something new, I guess.
Back home, we don't take alcoholic beverages, but we do make drinks from our homegrown fruits.
We keep our juices kind of like in this corner. I guess they're included. This is apple cider. We usually in the fall when there's plenty of apples and we can get apples, we press our own cider.
And this is blackberry juice, which they grow wild. We pick them around the farm. And also just put a couple cups full in here and it just gives a really nice juice.
Rhubarb juice is more plentiful because we can raise it ourselves.
Grape juice, just put a couple cupfuls in a jar like this and fill it up with water and sweetener and you have a nice juice. Some of the Amish do make their own wine. Sometimes when people are sick or not feeling well, say they have a cold, they sometimes give them a little bit of wine. We never take more than half a cup.
You were going to tell us all about what's fashion.
Yeah.
Thanks, they're homemade.
I had some cider, and I thought it was pretty good. I could probably drink that every day. He could probably have some cider every day.
Today's our last day staying with the Smith Osbornes. They want us to join them at Ed's polo match, which we're told is quite a social occasion, and certain etiquette is involved.
The whole day is pretty much the hunt match. So our hunt, the Grafton hunt, who we fox hunt with. Okay. And then there's the Mennel hunt and also the Bicester, who are great rivals of ours. And if we lose, it would be the biggest disgrace ever. Edward.
So, and their goal of the game is to get the ball through the poles, is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, we're just off, they're just thrown in, so we're away for the first chucker.
Ed and his dad Charles are on the blue team, playing for the Grafton Hunt.
Yes, woo! Hooray!
The Grafton team is in the lead, and for some, that's all the excuse they need to start celebrating.
So, Andrew, can you tell me what you're drinking?
You don't want to know. It's Irish cider. You're kind of Irish, you know, I'm Irish too.
Oh, yeah.
Did you score down there?
Yeah, I did score down there, yeah.
Hey,
That was
Daddy.
a much better score. After all, Edward left it for me.
As the afternoon progresses, the Grafton keep winning. And the celebrating continues.
It's cider!
Yeah!
For the winners of the Hunt Cup, the Grafton!
When we first met the Smith Osbornes, we were overwhelmed by their privilege.
I'll take a sip.
Cheers. To our wonderful Amish friends.
Thank you.
Enjoyed having you, we really have.
But they've treated us as family.
I got along great with Ed and Will, both. They're awesome boys.
I've got to go. Yeah.
We won't see you again.
No, we will.
At first, I was kind of leery about her. I didn't know what to think of her. I thought she was kind of, should I call her a high-maintenance woman?
I commented to her that she enjoys life, and she says absolutely to the max.
I just feel like, you know, we're friends now. They're so nice. They don't judge you at all. I think they won't forget me. Like, not in a flash anyway. Next week they'll be thinking, geez, wish Veronica would like run into a room shouting or something.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, Bron.
It was so fun.
This way of living is pretty opposite from the Amish lifestyle. But all that hasn't made me sorry for the way I've lived.
Next, we're off to stay with a group of surfers in Cornwall.
That is crazy!
We're hoping to share our values with them.
That's why you're created, to be your husband's helpmate.
That sounds so horrible to me.
And learn about what they do for fun.
I felt quite scared, actually.
I never wore my hair down in public before. I detested having my hair down in a place like that.
And after that, it'll be time to head home to reunite with our families.
It was almost heartbreaking to see her coming home again.
Will the outlook on our future have changed? And will the experience have helped us make some crucial life decisions?
I feel I should make a decision, but I also want to make the right one.
A lot of Amish girls grow up and expect that they'll just get married and stay Amish, and I could be something else besides that.
Our last week in Britain is going to be spent here in Land's End, Cornwall, the most western point of the country.
I think the place is absolutely gorgeous. It's just beautiful all around.
We're new to the ocean. For the Amish, seaside opportunities don't arise very often.
I think it's probably the most beautiful place to spend our last week.
And this is the gang we're going to be staying with.
That is crazy!
What'd you make of that?
It looks terrible.
It looks terrifying. Yeah. Well, this week we get you surfing, and by the end of the week we'll be doing like that.
Our host, Dave, runs his own surf school here on the beach. The rest of the gang work for him every summer.
I think I'm gonna like surfing.
What's surprising to us is that there are girls who work for Dave alongside the boys.
And also at high tide, because it breaks on this bank, it gets real heavy. So the waves really pick up and then dump down.
Like when we teach our surfing lessons, we don't teach on it.
No, we couldn't teach it.
What's more, Grace and Emily are regarded as the boys' equals.
Emily and I work quite hard to kind of be more like the boys. We try and not get tired and, you know, all the things that people kind of stereotype girls getting tired and being weak and all the rest of it. The boys kind of don't really see us as girls anymore. Dave even invited us on his stag night for when he gets married. I don't know if we'll go, but it was nice to kind of be one of the boys.
Deuteronomy 22:5.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Back home, women and men's lives are very clearly delineated.
I think it's good that the man will provide for his family and that the wife takes care of the family.
The women's role is also defined. From a young age, the mother or older sister trains the young Amish girl in how to be the perfect wife, to clean, wash, cook, sew, have babies, and raise the children.
I like working with you. Bless you.
And once married, we look up to our husband in all things.
Colossians 3:18. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Lord.
Like if you're married, that's why you're created, to be your husband's helpmate.
Okay. That's so different. God made Adam, and Adam was lonely. So God took one of his ribs and made a woman out of the rib, and the woman was created for Adam, like for his helpmate, like a helper suitable to meet his needs.
We're just the homemakers. Like, I just love the idea of being a housekeeper, a housewife, and a homemaker.
If I would get married, I wouldn't want to do anything else with my life except to just be there for my husband. That sounds so horrible to me. I see that you don't like that.
For 3 weeks, Becky's been trying to get the British to understand the biblical role of women.
I almost feel like the world is losing what God intended a woman to be, and she's like trying to step up there and be equal to the man. And I think it's so futile. God didn't create her that way. It's so foreign to them what we're saying. And it's kind of made me think, well, I mean, am I weird in believing like this? I don't think I am. It almost feels like 4 weeks is long enough. You kind of feel the need to talk to someone again that believes like you do.
This week, we're staying with Surfer Dave and his girlfriend Laura in their surf lodge, just a mile from the beach. But we're not the only ones. Most of Dave's gang, girls and boys, are crowded under this one roof.
Sounds like a speedboat.
As Amish, we have large families. We're used to the home teeming with people of all ages.
It's definitely not a case of too many cooks for them.
The more the merrier, absolutely.
But we wouldn't normally be rubbing shoulders with a whole group of strangers our own age.
You would never find a home place where young Amish people, boys and girls, are living together out of being, related. You'd never find that unless it's a young married couple.
We've never experienced communal living before, and according to the Bible, Dave and Laura are living in sin. For young adults, Amish life is innocent. We don't believe in any form of sexual relations outside the bond of marriage. At 19, Becky's never had a boyfriend.
If we're looking for a marriage partner, he has to have certain values. And if you get involved emotionally, like if you touch or even kiss or stuff like that, it can get your focus off whether he has the right values you're looking for. And I think Satan really likes that, if you do that, if he can get you to do that.
If you do have a pure courtship and you break up, you don't have to think about wishing you wouldn't have done certain things with that person.
And I think that's a good exercise for self-control and just self-discipline.
Romans 8:7 and 8. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God.
You've been together for like 7 years?
Yeah, no, we get married next year. We get married in May.
Okay. But in England, I found that it's very accepted for people, like people have sexual relations before marriage.
Yeah.
And in the Amish.
But it just wouldn't happen.
No.
No.
According to the Bible, it's wrong.
I imagine my parents and even the parents before them, would have had sexual relationships before they were married.
Oh.
Yeah, so
What is the point of having sexual relationships if you don't know if you're going to stay with that person?
For us, it was a learning curve. I think our relationship changed when we moved in together. I think we learned a lot more about each other when we lived together, because you're seeing someone all the time, and if that's going to be your ever after, that's what you're going to do forever, you need to kind of know. I don't know, we had to test it out, didn't we? We could have hated each other when we lived together.
Yeah.
I guess for myself, I wouldn't agree with, living together like Dave and Laura, but I still see a lot of good in David and Laura both. They're really good people.
It's hard, isn't it? Because they have such strong beliefs, and I don't think we can judge them, and I don't think they can judge us, but I think they do judge us a little bit. They see us kind of as impure, I think.
smell of bacon and eggs wake you up, did it? There's a little bit of garden out there, and Laura's just planted some leeks and bits and pieces to which we would like to kind of do. But we would really like, we've never had the opportunity before to have like a vegetable patch or chickens or anything like that. I mean...
Wow, you should make one.
Yeah? Well, you're here.
Yeah.
At last, an activity we really feel at home with.
Next year, this will not be nearly as hard to dig up.
Some of us can turn our hand to providing Dave and Laura with vegetables.
It's rather fun to get dirty.
And the rest of us can do some good Amish carpentry and make our house a home for some chickens.
Right, boys. Yeah, Dave. You guys all enjoy building stuff like this?
No, this is fun.
Yeah.
Back home, we try to be as self-sufficient as possible.
We grow a lot of corn and a lot of peas, beans, strawberries and onions.
We've got cherries here. We've got some peaches. We'll can hamburger, and we'll do chicken. And since the boys like to hunt, we've got deer, so we'll can venison as well.
You put the seed in the ground, and then you harvest it, and you put it on the table. It's just a feeling of satisfaction.
We try to be self-sufficient and independent, kind of, not depending on getting all our food at a store. And we try to have a good supply of food in the house.
Being independent isn't just about avoiding the modern world. Working with the land reminds us it's the Lord's creation.
That's it, I'll do you.
We're going to run a piece across here, and then this will be the door here for the chickens to get in.
To thank us for our help, Dave has organized a big night out.
You haven't been to a nightclub yet in England?
No.
Or at home. Have you not? You've never been to a nightclub? No. It's nice to do it as a group of friends. So this evening, you've met all the boys. We'll go out and we can have a chat, we can have some beers, and we'll introduce you to some of our friends. And then if you feel like you want to have a dance, you can always have a dance.
Give it a go, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's going to be full of girls as well. There's going to be lots of girls as well as boys. Would you be nervous about speaking to people like girls and like in a nightclub?
If they come talk to me, I'll talk to them, but I usually don't go up and start.
What about at home? You wouldn't, you've kind of...
If I know the girls at home, I'll go talk to them.
Have you got a girlfriend back home, or...?
No. And all my friends, none of us really want girlfriends.
No.
Like, we just all hang out and have fun. We're all single, and we all just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by it.
I just don't like women that run around and try to get your attention. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Why not?
How
are you going to find a girlfriend if you don't know if anyone's interested?
I'm not worried about that right now.
Yeah.
At 6 o'clock, the gang start to prepare for their visit to the nightclub.
If you're into dancing, it probably would be a fun place to be. But I'm not really a dancer, or I don't really dance, so I probably wouldn't want to be going if it wasn't for Dave and and all the other guys.
You look great.
They're keen that we look the part, so for one night only, we've agreed to step out of our Amish clothes and into British ones.
It's the first time I ever wore a pair of jeans, so it's something new.
Oh, Becky, that's good. Pink is so your colour. How pretty is it? Is.
In the spirit of our last week, Becky and I have decided to embrace the challenge.
But it probably wouldn't hurt for once. Just to go with the girls.
For the first time in our lives, we're putting aside our plain ankle-length dresses.
Secretly putting the stripy dress on. It's so tight. It's like a form. You look so young.
And Becky's even going one stage further. Amish women keep their hair covered all day, every day. To wear it uncovered is considered dishonorable. But tonight, Becky's letting her hair down in public.
1 Corinthians 11:5. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonoreth her head, for that is even all one, as if she were shaven.
As Amish women, we never cut our hair.
Women are meant to have long hair because the Bible does say it is a glory to her, and I think that's true.
My hair at this point is like waist length, but I know girls that have hair down to their ankles.
We wear it up, concealed by a head covering or cap. But there are many different types of coverings. They vary from church to church. We must dress as pure and modest women should, wearing long, plain-colored dresses that fall below the knees. Our shoulders must be covered, and bare legs must not be revealed. Low necklines are definitely not allowed. Sunday shoes should be plain and black, and high heels are forbidden.
Ephesians 5:18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Do you guys want a beer?
But Dave hasn't brought us here just for a drink. It's already 11 o'clock.
You're not going home. I'm not letting you go anywhere.
But apparently the night's just beginning.
So was that fun, boys? What do you make of that?
Yeah. It's not what I thought it would be.
What did you think it was going to be?
Well, when I heard nightclub, it was like...
Well, that's not the nightclub.
We're going to the nightclub now.
Oh, we're going to the nightclub now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was just
now what's going
That's the
on?
warm-up.
The boys and girls are traveling in different cars. Separated from my brother Andrew, I'm beginning to feel nervous.
I guess I like him to be close because I feel more protected, even though I also feel God's presence. But it's a comfort to me to have him close.
But when Becky and I arrive, Andrew, Jerry, and Leon have already gone inside. This is a long way from the peace and quiet of an Amish evening.
It's a long, long way to
Evenings, we don't really do that much. We have devotions before we go to bed.
I guess I like to read, and I like to do hand sewing, like embroidery work. I do that a lot. When I want to relax, I might, pick up a book and read a while, or spend time just talking to the Lord. I do that a lot.
1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
After 20 minutes, Becky and I can bear no more, and our party splits, with Andrew providing our escort home.
It's a long, long way, these feet have run.
I felt quite scared actually, and I felt kind of vulnerable.
I detested having my hair down in a place like that. I mean, I never wore my hair down in public before, and I guess it's kind of special in a way. I mean, why did I take it down to go to a place like that? And I almost resented it.
And so it's quite sobering to think about being in a place like that and have Jesus walk in and say, he came to get me.
As the night goes on, Leon decides to let his hair down. Like Jerry, Leon's at a time of life we call Rumspringa. He's experiencing the outside world before making the big decision of whether or not to commit to the Amish way of life. Some kids really go wild during Rumspringa, but until now, Leon's been quite tame.
I really don't like big crowds. One time I went to a party, but it was way too many people for me, and it was very loud, and I just didn't feel very comfortable there, so I just didn't go anymore. Yeah, that's my ambition to be as brave as a lion, so sometimes I'm not, but actually most of the time I'm not.
Rumspringa ends if you get baptized into the Amish church, something Leon's been planning to do after his trip to Britain.
I'm not hoping to get way out of hand over there, but just do different things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I wouldn't be going over there. I mean, it's pretty much my last chance to do something like that.
When Leon returns home in 5 days' time, he'll have to decide whether this was just the final fling or an experience he wants to repeat. Cornwall's our last stop in Britain, away from our Amish communities. There's just 3 days left to experience British teenage life before we return home.
So no spiders, just snakes. No, I'm just kidding.
We've been trying to embrace what Dave and his gang do for fun, and today they're keen to introduce us to what they call the spirit of Cornwall.
What did you feel as you went down into the Fugel? Anything? Nothing? Okay.
1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearance of evil.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit.
He that cometh from above is above all. He that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He that cometh from heaven is above all.
I think that God is the judge of everybody between heaven and hell.
Well, the Bible says that man was created in the image of God, so I imagine him as a man. I don't know exactly. I know that his face is so bright that a human being can't look into it and live.
In a few days' time, there's a big festival in the nearby town of St. Just called La Frauda. Many of the locals get together to make models to parade through the town.
The theme is out of this world, which is hence the rockets, and there's an astronaut and a mythical minotaur.
Grace has brought us to lend a helping hand. Back home, we don't have festivals, and we certainly don't make images of things that aren't godly.
Leviticus 26:1. Ye shall make you no idols, nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God.
I guess I kind of have a little bit of a feeling of trepidation. I don't know, my idea, I guess, is that people are just spending a lot of time entertaining one another. And I think that if we're not serving the Lord, we're either just gratifying ourselves or actually serving Satan.
I think it can be a scary thought if you think about Satan.
Maybe he looks like has the head of a bull or something like that. I imagine him as looking very hideous.
As humans, sometimes are too lax, and then Satan comes in and, things start going bad and everything. I'm pretty positive that there's some like aliens, at least UFOs, what they call so-called UFOs.
Yeah.
I've never met any Amish guys that do, but I personally do. I personally think it's like fallen angels, and I think that's what they are.
Local girl Isabel has asked Andrew to help her build a minotaur.
Basically, he's a man with the head of a bull who eats humans.
As Amish, we don't get much opportunity to work with the opposite sex outside our family.
Andrew, do you want to help lead the image on Saturday in the procession? Because you helped make it and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do very much at all. But if you want me to, I'd give it a try.
It would just be kind of just mainly pushing it along. That's all we're doing.
If Andrew wants to get involved in this procession, he'll need some sisterly advice. When Andrew and I embarked on this trip, as the older sister, our parents entrusted Andrew's spiritual well-being to my care.
Leah is grown up to be quite a young lady. She knows who she is. She takes life seriously. Andrew's not as far along spiritually as Leah is, but I believe that the potential is there. Boys tend to like to go out and have a little bit more fun than girls. They're prone to reaching out into worldly things, and they like adventure, they like challenges. And with Andrew, we have found that very much to be true.
I guess because I'm older than him, I feel responsible for him. I think Andrew's pretty strong in his own ideas of what he wants and what he wants to do. But everyone has weak moments where we give in. And I was just, if I was concerned enough, I would talk to Andrew about it and encourage him to just stay strong.
Why do you think they chose outer space or out of this world for their theme?
Sounded interesting.
Well, when I told Dad what their theme is and some of the floats that they have, he just suggested that it's really not something that he would like us to be part of. He said that we can be there as observers and see what it's like and see what it's all about. But he said he doesn't want us to be in the parade.
But Isabel wanted me to be in the parade because I helped her.
Isabel, the girl that was doing the...
Yeah, I would have liked to.
What was that figure she was working on?
Some Greek myth. It's just a story.
Well, I was wondering if we believe in all the Greek myths and the science and stuff that everything's involved in. We're not really, we don't really take that much interest in something, do we?
No.
Proverbs 6:20. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee, and when thou wakest, it shall talk with thee.
Laura's getting married in 10 months' time, and she's suggested we help her choose her wedding dress with her friend Emily.
They're gorgeous.
As Amish, we don't go to shops to buy our wedding dresses. We make our own, from our choice of plain colored fabric, but never white.
This is what I wore on the day I got married. This blue color is a common color. Most people have blue. And the white, I like to think of as a symbol of a pure virgin, and that's what we keep our bodies for our husband. And if I lose enough weight, I could wear it again.
Our style of wedding dress is just the same as the ones we wear every Sunday. There are no rings, bouquets, or veils.
Yeah, the reason we traditionally do wear white is because it represented the fact that you're a virgin and kind of the unveiling at the altar. It's kind of unveiling to your husband kind of thing.
But do you think that's kind of getting lost?
Oh, definitely.
That's
sad. Enormously, yeah. There are very, very, very few kind of people that get married these days are. It's kind of almost like if you are, it's almost like you're going into it with your eyes closed, a bit naive kind of thing. People think that. Yeah, it
That's
is
amazing.
Kind of, yeah.
She looks amazing. I didn't quite know yet.
Do you feel special in it, or do you feel?
Yeah, you look special.
And then when they get there, they pull it back.
And then they pull it
it's
back.
just down. Yeah, how do you feel wearing something that's completely nothing like anything Amish?
It's fun to dress up, actually.
Yeah.
I think it would be so special to have your first kiss on the day, on your wedding day.
Wow.
I really think that a kiss is so much cheaper by the way people use it. Like, 'cause I've never been kissed.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Laura was saying that they wear white for a symbol or like a symbolic thing because of being virgin. I think that felt really nice. I would have such a great joy to have saved myself for one person only.
Do you think it's really strange how they don't even hold hands, or like they don't want to kiss until their wedding day?
I think it's very honourable.
Yeah.
Makes me feel quite weak.
Yeah, your wedding night would be quite a terrifying experience, I would have thought. It'd be huge pressure on it, wouldn't it?
1 Timothy 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
There are many different types of Amish. Becky was brought up in the strictest Amish sect, the Swartzentrubers, until her family left that church last year. Swartzentruber women are not allowed to cut their hair, shave their legs or underarms. They're not allowed to use any type of birth control, makeup, nail polish, or perfume. Becky's had very few experiences outside her strict upbringing, and she's still unsure about stepping outside of the box.
Scared of the unknown. Like say if I never went to the bank before and I had to go in for the first time and I didn't know exactly how to do it, you know, I was scared. And just other things like going shopping. If you never go dress shopping, like clothes shopping, you have no idea where to go or what's appropriate. I just felt very lost.
Our days in England are numbered.
It's an experience putting a wetsuit on. It's probably the hardest bit of the lesson.
The trip is coming to an end.
Looking really good. All right, now we've got a special bat wing here for you to keep you super warm.
But before we leave, Dave's determined that we experience the ultimate freedom, riding the waves.
Good to go.
And basically it goes on with the zip at the back.
But Becky's wrestling with her conscience. To surf, she needs to wear a wetsuit. But we don't approve of anything that may reveal a woman's figure and cause boys' temptation.
I really want to give it a go surfing, but it's just the wetsuits are something that they're very tight, and I don't know if I should make a big deal of that. To me, it's not as bad as it would have been before I came over. I think I'm getting more used to that kind of stuff.
Matthew 5:27 and 28. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
I wouldn't consider wearing tight clothing either, because to me it's uncomfortable, and it's also kind of immodest because it brings out the shape of your body.
I think it's good to stay modest and humble, not go showing off everything.
Wearing a wetsuit is a huge step for Becky, but with it being the last day of the trip, this is her only opportunity to try out surfing. Our mothers guide us in womanly conduct, and Becky's hoping her mom back in Ohio will provide the answer to her dilemma.
Vi kunne gå til det lave grad on the beach, just like bunch, sitting like water surfing. He has the wetsuits, but sin like Schwartzy suits is like pretty much skin tight. Sin. Okay, because my saint can hard. It can just like. But this is so embarrassing. It is. It says, yeah. Wat ik doe kan, die can't do it. Because man var exposed to så mycket stuff. Man vet bara när ni läser för dinge vi alles. My mom was very understanding about it, and I know she really would want me to have a go at surfing if I want to. So I think it will work out.
What to do up the back?
Yeah, I think
Does it fit all right?
I don't know.
Does it feel comfortable-ish?
Yeah, kind of.
There you go, if you hold your hair.
All right, I want you to lie down on your board first. Get your toes right around the tail, that's perfect. So we start paddling. 1, 2, 3. Hands under and up. Cool. Okay, now from there, we're going to pop on 3. Until you're ready. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All you do is you just rise a little bit, stay low, Jackie Chan. You don't have to be like a Russian gymnast. Just a little push to see how solid you are. Fantastic. Ready? Magic. All right, paddle. That's good, it's good. 1, 2, 3.
I think I just want to stay on the beach.
This may be the only chance we'll ever have to do this. The American Midwest where we live is a long way from the ocean. As far as the eye can see, we're surrounded by green fields. This is our home, and this is where we spend our days. We don't often go out of our communities, and after all, buggies are just good for local travel. Coming to the ocean and surfing on its waves is like walking on the moon for us.
Go, Andrew. Looking good. Yeah, boy. So good for you. It's good for the soul, good for the spirit.
It's actually really, really fantastic. I love it. It's very, very much, it's good fun.
I think for Becky to have put on something that's that tight and she was slightly uncomfortable about, and to have overcome that, and I thought that was incredible in itself. But for her to then only be the second time she's ever seen or been in the sea, to go out and try surfing in waves and things she's not used to, I thought I was amazed that she went out. I was so impressed.
I think could get in your blood, but I'm glad I had the privilege of trying it. I think it's awesome that they can do what they do. I mean, they have a surfing school, they make a living surfing. I'd love to live like this, if I could, but obviously I can't. being I'm Amish.
Today, we take our leave of Dave, Laura, and the gang.
That's not too bad, that's cool.
We're pleased to be leaving them with a little bit of the Amish lifestyle.
Come, if we swing my side round, we'll come in this way. Well,
Hello, that one can be Leon.
this is Becky. Hello, Becky. There you go. That's it, that's it, that's it. How you go? Oh, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's the greatest gift you could have given us. I really appreciate it, really appreciate it. You're an absolute star. I don't even want you guys to go, really. It's too special.
I hope they take home with them the kind of idea that there is a different world out there that's not necessarily all wrong. You don't have to necessarily be so religious and on a completely straight path to be a good person, and you don't have to follow sort of guidelines and rules. You can just be a good person in yourself and have a good family without necessarily abiding by the Bible.
4 weeks ago, we made our first ever trip out of America to the shores of Britain. And today, we're returning home.
I am excited to go home, but I am going to miss hanging out here and all the people we've met.
Thanks for the surfing lessons, you guys.
Oh, it's amazing. So much fun.
They have the surfing, that's their life, and it's what they love, and I think it's a dream lifestyle, really.
See you later, guys. Take it easy. Rightio. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
A month feels like a long time away from home.
Good to see you again. Oh, boy.
So great to see you. It's really great to be home again.
Oh, hey, Mom, how are you?
I can't believe that it's all over now. It's all behind me.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
We had prayed for the Lord to protect her and bring her home safely. And it was almost heartbreaking to see her coming home again.
Everybody's out here waiting for us.
To be without Leah and Andrew was, you could feel the difference in the family. The completeness wasn't there. I'm happy to see them back again. That's the main thing.
Oh, it's good to see everyone's faces again. Wow.
It's good to have you guys back.
Marie, that's for your baby doll.
All right.
Joshua,
Did you have room for everything?
if you help me bake cookies. Wenn du mir helpst cookies backen, kannst du das da werden. Watch.
We've had an adventure with British teenagers, the like of which we Amish never experienced.
It's like 20 pictures as a start of the memories that we're going to be collecting.
Just trying to give my family a glimpse of what I experienced, it just seems like so vast. How will they ever get even a glimpse? I mean, just showing them pictures. I mean, there's so much to say about those pictures before they understand what all went on.
Yeah, there's a lot to say.
Now it's time to return to our quiet, slow-paced lives. But for all of us, our futures have been changed in subtle ways. When he left for Britain, 18-year-old Leon had been on Rumspringa for 2 years, but he'd never managed to come out of his shell. Overseas, that all changed.
I think I've gained more confidence in doing things that I never did before, like playing polo, surfing, and all that kind of stuff, dancing. I hope I can go out and meet new people more easily, like make new friends easier than I have before.
Before the trip, Leon was considering being baptized Amish, and that means following the Amish rules for life. Now he's returned home, it's time for him to commit one way or the other. It's the biggest decision of his life.
The future for me is, well, I'm going to be joining back into the Amish church here in the fall. I guess the trip to England made me just more sure of myself that I want to do that, being I was away from my family that long.
23-year-old Jerry lost his factory job just before the trip. On Rumspringa and living away from home, his life had no direction.
I think it's made me want to go out and try harder to find a job and to make life happen a little more.
But has the trip brought Jerry any closer to the decision he's been wrestling with, whether to be baptized Amish or not?
I feel I should make the decision, and then that way I know what I want, but I also want to make the right one. A lot of the reason I'd go Amish is because I'd like to have my children grow up to be Amish, and because I really think that's a great lifestyle. But I don't know if that's for me or not. I'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Wow. That's in London. It's kind of like a memorial for a boy that got stabbed.
Overseas, we were all thrown into an ungodly world, and the lack of faith affected Becky in particular.
The whole thing was just an experience that was very extraordinary for me. I see that life doesn't just revolve around my little world right here, and maybe it has given me bigger ideas. Just talking about my beliefs and everything, I think it has given me a lot more boldness and confidence to say what I believe and not to be afraid to speak up. And I think that's a vision that I really want to have, very passionately, to reach people before Christ comes back and before things get worse and worse.
This one is again from the Scotland, the second week, and this is at the castle with the two girls that we spent that week with, Veronica and Annabelle.
18-year-old Andrew was ready for adventure.
I guess it kind of gave me a taste of traveling the world a little more. Being over there and, seeing how the people live is really interesting to me. Everything's done different, and I really like that. So I want to go to some other countries someday and visit new sites.
And they're playing cricket. Do you remember of hearing the game cricket? It's an English game. And Ryan and Sophia.
And for me, Leah Miller, if I'm really honest, this has been a life-changing experience.
I think a lot of Amish girls grow up and expect that they'll just get married and stay Amish and raise a family. And for me, it has kind of opened up different ideas that, there's more things out there to do. I could be something else besides that. And it's almost overwhelming to think of the possibilities of a person's life. And it's not like I've changed my ideals or anything. And I would still like to have a family sometime. But I recognize that because of the experience, I'm more open to the idea that, there's a chance that I might not even live in America all my life. And it's kind of exciting, actually.
Ye are dead, ye are dead, ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God. Set your affections on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God.